What's going on, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome back. Hope you had a wonderful, relaxing, exciting, however you may have spent it. A wonderful weekend. What's going on, Sibo? Hello, everybody. Hope you had a good weekend. My name is Todd. This is the reaction stream. We react to member-requested videos off toddreacts.com, and we journey through the internet one video at a time. Thanks for joining. If you haven't already, hit the follow button on Twitch if you're watching live. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and smash, destroy, however you want to describe it. Hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it greatly. If you'd like to request your own videos, you can certainly do so and be a part of the stream, guide the stream, basically. Season tiers, you get 2 video requests per month. Series tier, you get 3 video requests per month. Awesome stuff. So check it out. While you're there, check out the winter collection of merch available right now. 15% off every order for members of the website. It just automatically deducts. You don't have to do anything for it. Ships worldwide, of course. I'm wearing the hooded long sleeve tee currently in the heather navy color, as you might see. Lots of great items there. Stock up while it's still pretty chilly out. If you're in the southern hemisphere, I guess you'll have to buy for the opposite season. So you'll eventually get there. But yeah, check it out. Lots of great stuff there. Designed by yours truly. Lots of great accessories there as well. Those don't really shift around much during the year other than new items being added. So when we swap out the summer collection, these will still be there. This is the Rocks Glass. Currently sold out on the website, but it'll be back shortly. Have a nice energy drink in there, so that should pep me up just a little bit. Have the new phone cases, the tough cases. Those are like super sturdy. So it's the one with the dual insert. So it has the rubber that goes around the phone, and then has the harder shell that goes around that. So it's very protected, extremely protected. We have the Samsung version in glossy and in matte, and we go all the way from the S10 all the way to the S24 Ultra. You can check those out if you have a Samsung, and then the iPhone case does have MagSafe included, so you don't lose out on all those wonderful MagSafe accessories. Goes from the 14 all the way to the brand new 16 Pro Max. If you're one of those people that has the brand new of the brand new, you're going to be well taken care of. The pint glass is something I use a lot. It's a lovely glass. Insulated tumblers right here next to me, where I take sips of my water during stream. I have an older iPhone, so I go with the snap case, and it comes in glossy, which is what I have, or matte. Goes all the way from the 12 up to the 15 Pro Max, so last year's model. You can check that out as well. Lots of other great items there for you to check out. So yeah, have fun. Peruse the shop, if you will. And if you're already there, go ahead and head on over, if you're not, and hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/ and then the @ symbol Todd Reacts, or you could just go up into the search bar and type in Todd Reacts, and I'll pop up. Whichever way you want to do it. But yes, here it is right there. You can see it in all its glory. Over 1,100 videos, as you can see there. Lots of backlog. If you haven't checked it out, tons of different content there that's been requested over the years. Boy, I think we're about to cross 4 years. Yeah, 4 years since the start of the channel. In, I think, early March is when the anniversary will be. So that's very interesting. I hope you've enjoyed it. So if you're on Twitch or whatever, I know the common lingo here is VODs. All the VODs are on YouTube. Just because Twitch doesn't allow you to really keep them around very long, which is very odd. Otherwise, you have to like make highlights of them. I don't know. It's very convoluted. But just go to the YouTube channel. You'll find everything there. And last but certainly not least is the wonderful, amazing, awesome Discord. um, I usually forget to talk about it, but this time I did not. This time I didn't. As you can see at the top, it does tell you when I'm live. It literally says happening now. And if you have notifications turned on, it'll give you a notification that says I'm live. Has a nice little handy URL here. So if you have it on your phone and you have the Twitch app downloaded, it'll actually take you into the app. Or if you don't, it'll just take you into your browser, whichever one you use, and you can watch it from there. Also a good way to keep up to date with any sort of YouTube upload issues or timing or anything like that. We've had a couple of blockages. A couple of videos have been blocked recently, and then I update you via the updates from Todd section. That's basically me just blurting announcements at you, and I don't overuse it or anything like that. It's mainly just for important stuff. So video's blocked, it's going to take longer to upload, or new video just posted, it's available now, that kind of stuff. Or a stream has to be canceled or moved or whatever, which usually doesn't happen. Maybe it happens around the holidays or something like that, but that'll let you know what's going on. As you can see, we have a lot of fandoms. If you're in a fandom or you really find something enjoyable, you can certainly find it here. And if you don't see it, you can come up to the top and go to the request a channel, and that'll let you request a channel. Just basically say whatever you want, and then we'll make it for you, and you can find other people who are interested in what you are interested in. That's simple. I'll just kind of scroll through here so you can see it. Lots of great stuff. The community as well. Lots of fun ones. So yeah. Join the Discord today. I think we are at, not sure. I think it's 190, let's see, 193 members. So we're closing in on 200 members of the Discord. It's totally free. You can find the link everywhere. It's under every video on YouTube in the description. It's at toddreacts.com. In the top right, you'll see a little logo for Discord. Just click on that, and then you can join it. And certainly it's on the Twitch profile as well. So there's links to it everywhere. I'm sure you can find it, and we'd be honored to have you in there. Give your 2 cents. Enjoy the conversations. It's basically, how I describe it is basically it's the YouTube comments, but people that are really into it. So you get that base layer of people into it, but then you get the people that are really into it, and you want to have actual conversations and not just, just one hitters where you just kind of leave a comment, somebody responds, and then you never hear from them again, that kind of thing. So this allows you to actually have conversations with people who are interested in what you're interested in. And a lot of people have been, creating friends and all that good stuff, which is awesome. I love to see it. And honestly, it's something I should have started years ago, but I don't know. I guess I just didn't use Discord, so I didn't think about it, which is, I guess, is what it is. But now I'm thinking about it, and sure enough, we're almost to 200 members, which is cool. So yeah, join today, enjoy it, all that good stuff. Alrighty. Appreciate everyone joining live, and if you're watching later on YouTube, I appreciate you as well. So I watched the Super Bowl, aka the big game, as it is trademarked. They don't want you mentioning it if you're not paying for it or requiring permission to use the right, the name and stuff like that. It's just ridiculous. I'm saying it. It is what it is. Come after me. So I watched the Super Bowl. It was an absolute blowout. If you're unaware of what that is, it's American football. Yeah, it was just a terrible game. Unless you're an Eagles fan, then you had a great time. But yeah, it was just, as a spectator of the sport and not a fan of either one, it was just terrible. It was awful. The commercials were good. That's usually a thing. If you're unaware, I went over it last week, but if you missed that one or missed that section, the commercials were good. Basically, they pay about $8 million US dollars for about 30 seconds of advertisement. Yeah, you heard that right. $8 million for 30 seconds. assuming obviously that they'll make more than that just by getting, over 100 million eyeballs on it. Maybe they'll, work out a positive, or maybe it's a good way to dump some profit right before tax time. So that might be it as well. Just write off that advertisement. So yeah, one of the two. Maybe even both, honestly, now that I think about it. But Kendrick Lamar did the halftime show. Some people loved it. Some people hated it. I'm not a huge Kendrick Lamar fan, so I was just kind of in the middle. But I will say, I thought the setting of it was pretty cool. Um, it wasn't too much, you know what I mean? Like sometimes concerts and halftime shows can get too crazy, and you're just like, all right, they they either had way too much time on this or the budget is way too big. But it was very nicely done. It looked like it very much was a kind of a PlayStation controller with the X and the circle and the um, triangle and all that stuff and the square. I thought that was very cool, very clever. Um, Music was all right. Again, not a huge fan of them, but it is what it is. I thought overall it was pretty decent. Pretty decent. I've seen some really bad halftime performances. The one that sticks out to my mind completely was Ashley Simpson. You might have heard of Jessica Simpson. We're going quite a few years back here. I don't know if they're still relevant. But Ashley Simpson did a college football game, American football game. I think it was the Orange Bowl or maybe the Rose Bowl. One of the games at the end of the season. And she ended her song and she like trailed off on the note. Like it was just bad. It was bad throughout. But she ended the song and then you just heard like it was the most impressive booing I think I've ever heard in my life. Like it was like 80,000 people all deciding to boo. Like everyone was just in unison of like that was terrible. Let's boo. Like it was unbelievable. Oh my gosh. It Part of me was just like, yeah, it was a pretty bad performance. Um, but the other part of me, a little part of me was like, ooh, I don't know how I would handle that. To have that many people booing in my face. That's rough. Ashley was found to be lip syncing a few times at concerts. I don't know what song, but there is one song that I actually like by her. Yeah. By the way, welcome in, ADD Butterfly. There was one song that she was really known for, and I was like, oh, that's not a bad song. It was like LOVE or something like that. I think that's how it went or how it was. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. She had some decent hits, but yeah, I think she was also found to be lip syncing on Saturday Night Live, which is a live performance on national TV here for an improv group or improv team, if you will. It's been going since like the 70s. But yeah, I think she was found to be lip syncing that one. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't think she was lip syncing at that football game. It was so bad. It was so bad. Like the notes were way off. I think she forgot some of the words. Like it was horrendous. I'm pretty sure you could find it on YouTube if you wanted to. But yeah, very. Whew, that was probably the only time I've heard the entire audience boo someone. And I was just like, that is loud. That's very loud. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So there was the weekend. Not too much to write home about. It was nice. Had some lovely hors d'oeuvres. A little bit of time to relax. Super into the show Love Island UK. If you've ever seen it, if you haven't seen it, it's basically how would we describe this? It's basically Survivor minus the physical tax, uh, physical, you know, tests, I guess, plus love minus food rationing. Maybe you see them eat a random thing, but usually they're not eating. Usually they're, in their bathing suits. Um, it is absolute trash TV. It is, admittedly, trash TV, but it is something wonderful. I don't know. It's very intriguing. It's very odd. It's very funny sometimes. It can be very funny. And it can be very seedy as well. Like, ooh, like, love triangles and stuff forming. Like, it is a lot of drama packed into it. But it's one of those shows that I've just enjoyed. I've enjoyed thoroughly. I don't know why. I guess it just turns my brain off and I could just watch, good looking people try to mingle. Now that I'm saying it out loud, it sounds terrible. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm judging myself. I'm like, oh boy. But it's fun. It's interesting. It's mindless entertainment. And the music is great. A lot of Becky Hill in there. It's a beautiful house. Although the color combinations can be a little rough. But yeah, I've enjoyed it. Watched a lot of those. Too many of those, actually. But yes, that was my weekend. I hope you had a great weekend. And going forward, I hope you have a nice week. So let's go ahead and jump into these reaction videos. We're going to start. So the listing for today it did change a little bit. If you're in the Discord, it did change just slightly. We're going to start with a Shourtney video from Smosh. And we're going to head on to Xena. What's going on, Furios? Or Forios, excuse me. Xena video next. And then we have a FirstKhao video. Stray Kids is after that. And then we're going to end with a One Life to Live. And I'm ending with that one and not Stray Kids. Because the subject matter is pretty rough. It's a little dark. So we're going to end on that. So, as to not, break into the other stuff, we'll end on that, get all the good fun stuff out of the way, and then we'll get serious at the end. So there won't be a palate cleanser, unfortunately, but honestly, it's one of those. I'll give you a little bit of a foreshadowing here. It's about grape. Yeah. So we're going to leave that for the end. And I couldn't put it in front of anything else. I just really couldn't. So it'll be at the end. I'll let you know when it's upcoming. Stray Kids is going to be like at 1 a.m. for me. Well, we'll try to keep it moving. But yes, let's jump into that Shourtney video from Smosh. And hopefully it's not 1 a.m. All right. This is More Best Shourtney Marriage Mentions 8-month anniversary edition. This was released 2 months ago. So let's go.
It makes me want to tell the breakfast story.
Oh, yeah.
I was feeling feelings for this guy, but we were friends, and I was so worried that he was disgusted and weirded out by me. Like, I was so worried that he was uncomfortable, that maybe he could tell I was into him. So I literally asked him to go to breakfast just to tell him, like, we're friends, right? Like, I literally took him to breakfast to, like, make sure he, like, didn't think that I liked him. That was a long time ago.
And I remember being like, oh shit, does she think I like hate her? Like, what vibes am I giving off?
This is sweet as shit! It was a different time.
It was very funny.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a purple. Wow.
I just need to make sure I get mine.
I hate when you're both trying to get into like a little space.
That's marriage.
Oh, so it was like a will they, won't they kind of thing?
No, we've been past that.
Oh.
Turns out they will. They will. They did.
Turns out they will. That question will be on the board. Okay.
How do you guys feel about, because it's hard for me to relate to this, but surprising your significant other at work?
Honestly, I think it's really hot.
Whoa.
How?
Which is why I decided to show up to work today.
Every day, no.
No.
Brenathan, Clarissa, it's me, Shane, captain of the polo team. I came here from online school where I usually am.
Can you imagine you're just like doing work and all of a sudden you look over and I'm standing in the hallway and I'm just like, can you tie my shoes?
just standing there with untied shoes, just like, can you tie my shoes?
I would do. I would.
And you're
I
like,
would tie them.
no. And I'm like, wow, that's so fucked up.
I would tie your shoes if you asked me to.
I would tie, if you were like,
that's
can you tie
sweet.
my shoes? I'd
Can
be
you
like,
tie this shoe?
okay. I
Oh.
can't. That's a buckle.
You failed the test.
Friends to lovers style.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen, I've been here. all
Let's
right?
absolutely go.
I've been down bad for a friend.
With your husband, was
Mhm.
there someone who took an
me?
initial impulse, like that was like, hey, by the way, here's the like, did anybody jump off the cliff or no?
So it was sort of mutual, but like months before, I specifically, this coworker who's now my husband,
Yeah.
I invited him to breakfast to specifically tell him that we're just friends because I was so afraid that he didn't like me.
Honestly, I gotta agree with that. There's a little part of me, very little, that looks at mullets and goes, you know, if you have a mullet, that's like the international sign for I just don't care. I'm gonna do my thing. I respect it. I respect it tremendously because, you know, in a lot of places it would not be like socially acceptable. But to me, I look at it and I'm just like, all right, that's somebody who just doesn't play by any rules. Yeah,
And
exactly.
he was so repulsed that I might like him. So I was like, I'm going to get in there first and make sure that
so
doesn't
sweet.
happen.
Get a 280 on court. He's gonna get a 280. Can somebody please bid on mine? Can somebody please bid on mine? Because
Who thinks I'm the better looking one?
Please don't do that.
I'm not answering that. I'm not going to answer who I think is better.
First person to say that I'm better looking gets to go first.
My husband's right there.
Fine, Ian. You're the better looking.
Wow, Shane! Shane gets to go first.
I'm just gonna say, Shane likes hearing my dreams. And
Yeah,
because my
me
dreams
neither.
are-
Me neither, honestly.
My dreams are long. He will tell you that like it'll be like 15 minutes before I'm done telling my dream because my dreams are so
I just noticed that gold iPad gets so much use on so many different shows.
long.
And that's
Or maybe they just bought a ton of gold iPads.
So, doing a little magic here. Hold on one second. All right. Is this your card?
Did you bring these from home?
No, I just wrote it really quickly.
Oh my God, you're going to break this. That's crazy. One time I handled an earthquake so poorly. Okay, and I like.
Which one was it?
Remember when I froze in fear during the Spider-Man movie? And I'm a firefighter, okay? I'm supposed to know everything about emergency situations and what to do, and I do. But sometimes.
I think your response was better than mine.
No,
I wasn't panicking at all. And so Courtney got up, we're in the movie theater watching Spider-Man. A bunch of people get up to go towards the exit. And Courtney's like, should we go? And I'm sitting there and I just go, nah, there's nothing we can do. And I was just watching. I was like, that's the best part. And I was like, it makes the movie better.
Hello, I'm Courtney Miller. I did not die.
What?
What? Some people said one of the last things they said that I died because remember when I did that? Your face was so.
Your wife died.
Guys.
That would be awful if you just came to work the next day.
Bummer.
No, it's okay. So someone tweeted
Huge
saying
bummer.
like, "Wow, rest in peace, Courtney. She's probably dead by now." Because of when I did the try not to laugh, and I had when I was going to die in a few moments.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not dead.
The bit.
Okay.
I know I've been on
Courtney's
since
not
then.
dead.
Courtney's not dead.
Thank God.
She's referencing a bit.
Because we need you for this episode.
Yeah, it would be really a bummer if we found out that you're dead.
Yeah. For you.
I'd
And
be
me.
pretty bummed.
I mean, yeah.
No,
but
but I
I'd
mean,
be
for
bummed.
both of us, it'd be pretty bad.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Who would be more bummed if I died?
What are
Me.
you talking about?
Most likely me.
What are you
Amanda.
talking about?
A Shane deer. Oh!
Wow.
Oh, you've been drawing Shane this
Wow.
whole time? His face!
Wow.
Wow.
Been like into
That's
this, and
incredible.
now there's You? Good.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Holy crap.
That
God.
is fucking phenomenal.
That is
Yeah,
actually
exactly.
beautiful. So if you were to morph into an animal, that would be you.
My persona.
I searched sexy. You wanna know what I searched?
Guys, it's my persona.
I searched sexy, furry reindeer male.
Wow!
Dude, she thinks you're a sexy reindeer. All
Sexy
your
furry
hair, reindeer male. It's right there.
Yeah, apparently
sexy.
so. That
And
is.
then I just thought Shane Deer is a funny.
Oh
pun,
my
so it's like
gosh.
just like you're wasn't about you really.
I don't want to buy it now. Just
It feels like some internal feelings toward that are there.
That was incredible.
But like, I can understand it, like if you are not.
And in that first one, Courtney proposes to me, and I declined it because
I just remembered. I'll never forget it. How perfectly drawn the butt was that Shane did. Oh my gosh.
because I knew.
No, that was.
I'm not kidding. Part of the reason I declined it is because I knew what was going to be happening soon, and I was like, "This is going to be extra funny in hindsight." I have my grandpa's dog tags from when he was in Vietnam, and it has their blood type on it.
Yeah,
because So I guess that. So I think I'm O positive.
Oh, like
pretty positive
that's so funny
about
because
that?
your
I'm not
grandpa's name. Your grandpa's name is Opa.
Yeah.
Oh.
I call him my O positive. That's what it's for.
Wow, that's
Our cat Bones. He wakes me up like very early in the morning if I'm not like in the right position in bed because he likes to get up and curl up right here and sleep.
And is he
And
going?
he purrs the whole time.
Yeah, he's blasting off.
Yeah, but he'll meow at me until I like move and like
It's
lay in the
so
right way so
funny,
that he can get
yeah.
in there. Girlfriend of 6 years won't stop asking for a ring. Am I the asshole?
Shane, I told you
6
not to put my
years?
story in the episode. Whoa!
Oh, I'm taking a yellow too, Chip.
Me too, bro. That was mine.
Fine.
6 years is a bit much. I'm going to go out on, a hot take there and just say 6 years seems like a pretty long time.
No, because the yellow only takes away the white, right? Yellow only takes away the right.
You've never played?
I played like forever ago.
Okay.
When I was hosting as a professor,
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't that long ago.
and I pushed him also.
Oh, did you?
I pushed him away.
I know you're obsessed with her.
Also,
I
I
know.
I know that you do an incredible impression of her.
No, but no.
Oh,
Well,
It's hard because she's just really pretty. She's so pretty.
stop. So are you. You're gorgeous.
No.
Bombshell. Shane's just like,
How much restraint did it take you guys not to spoil?
Is that gold
anything
iPad
about-
again?
Ooh.
We're pretty good. We're pretty good at keeping secrets here at Smosh.
Yeah.
You kept a secret.
There needs to be a thrift store for Roblox-shaped people so that I can.
Squares only.
I don't think there is.
Squares
We went to a thrift store and I was like, I really want to
Only
find
squares.
a tweed like
Dog-
sport coat or like
houndstooth?
a houndstooth jacket.
Ooh.
I really want like a sport coat to wear with like jeans and stuff. We go and I'm looking through. I'm like, none of these work. None of these fit me. None of these are the right pattern. Courtney finds one for herself, and I was like, God damn it. We obviously had this discussion, and my feeling on it is that a proposal can be a surprise, like of like when exactly it's happening or where. But
Yeah.
I do think couples should be like,
Honestly, the confidence to pull off the mustache with the mullet. That's a whole other level. Like that's mullet times 2.
like, do we want to get married? Yes. Like, you have the conversation,
Right.
and you agree to it before. I don't think a proposal should be a full-on surprise.
Yeah, and you even can have those fun conversations where it's like, do you want to be proposed to in front of a ton of people? Do you
Right.
want privacy? Do you want like this? Like, you can kind of have those healthy conversations.
I'm riled up right
You
now.
are riled up. Please
Whoa.
take one deep breath. Please take one.
Okay.
Ready?
For those listeners,
Obviously, you bake a lot,
Mhm.
and I get to reap the benefits.
Yeah.
Eat the baked things.
When a
I
Santa
know.
puts a Coke in his hand, I'm like,
That can be dangerous. You could,
Let
you
it
know,
go. When it's the when it's
if they're
the
really
glass-
avid about it,
the
that could be
glass
real
Coke.
dangerous for your
settle
health.
down, honey.
Oh, yeah!
What's the knife? The big rectangle knife.
What? Now is not the time for secrets.
I wanted to say, I wanted to picture.
Whoa!
Man, you know what that reminds me of?
Oh my God.
No, I was asking the name of something.
That's so crazy. So Shane doesn't know this, but
Please, no. I was asking the name of something.
Sometimes when we like to sit and show each other funny TikToks, and I have to go. I like a lot of Sabrina's Carpenter's TikToks, and I'm like, don't look at her. I keep scrolling, scroll past,
and I'm like, I don't care.
but I do.
wow, that's
To make brat green, we're gonna need some. We're gonna need some neon.
If you don't nail Brat Green, I'm gonna cancel you. Your wife.
I'm
This
not-
is
okay. Anyways, he got assaulted by another bodybuilder.
What?
Yeah, fully got assaulted by another guy.
He didn't mention that in my email subscription.
Oh, so you follow him too?
Well, he got me on it. I'm really mad. You wanna know why? Because me and Shane just made chili this week and it was bomb. And I was like, you know what? Chili is a really wonderful thing in this world. And now this is in front of me.
And I think that was occurring to me a lot.
Chili
where I'm like,
is
I'm stressed
so
about this party.
amazing.
I'm stressed about how things. and I'm
Easy,
like,
it's
oh,
one
but I'm not
pot.
stressing about being married. I'm not stressed about this. I'm like, oh, then we're good.
We used to kiss.
Shut the up.
I thought you guys were really married.
Yeah, me too. You know, it almost felt like it was real sometimes.
I just think I would look silly trying to dress like anyone else on the cast.
I feel like you secretly want to dress
Assuming
like
that was their
Yeah, I mean,
future
he's
self.
dapper as hell.
classy and dapper. I like that vibe.
So we have one Christmas decoration that's in our like little storage thing.
Whoa.
And it looks like a little radio mic, kind of like this, but it's like the 50s one. And you can record and play stuff like back and like leave messages for people as they go by. But I think we've left it for 2 entire years in a row. It hasn't changed.
So, but you press it right now, it goes, Shourtney on.
Yeah, and we've left it as that. We haven't touched it because we used to like leave funny like inside jokes or whatever as we passed through.
Aww.
But then the last 2 years we've just kept yours.
That's really cute.
I'm really
Wow.
bad at lying. I'm really bad because I
would've-
never got away with it.
But you had sort of a
You
secret
died,
for like a
man.
fucking long time.
Yeah, but it was never
Yes,
really
you're
like.
right. Oh yeah. I forgot it was a secret because like I knew about it, but
Well,
it
that's
was
the thing.
I'm sure people close to you. know.
Everyone behind the camera knew, so
Sure.
it wasn't like a lie we were keeping up there.
I guess that's
That's what we did our wedding celebration at. It's like you're able to.
It was privacy.
Like rent a
You
place
know,
for a
for
couple
everyone
nights,
in the
and
public,
It's
I
like
guess.
yeah, you can have a wedding here.
There's
But
Porygon.
most people
Shane's
probably
favorite
saw it
also.
coming.
One of them, yeah.
Don't this up.
I know.
If you her hair up, she's never gonna forgive you, dude.
No, probably not.
Ooh, maybe do the TNTL lines.
Ooh, you're so. That's.
There's no purple.
I'm trying to think of like something that Courtney would wear that I wouldn't, but whatever.
Oh yeah, red pants. Good call.
And then like.
They're a little more high-waisted, but you're running out of time, so.
Yeah, and then like these are kind of more like boots.
Nice. Oh, good job.
All right, and then I just need to get to people applauding.
Yeah, just a bunch of people.
I said beforehand, but if I lose, I have to take out my wedding ring and throw it.
Yeah. It disappears after a while, so you got to make sure to pick it back
Yeah, I
up.
have to pick it back up, and then if I die again, it's gone.
Oh, I need to believe that people like me.
Of course, people like you. Do you worry that people don't like you? People close to you, or like estranged strangers?
Literally everyone.
No.
Everyone except
Everyone,
for my
yeah.
husband.
Of course.
I believe him.
But what about the really ugly thing I made you guys
If you're watching this on YouTube, throw a like on the video. Let me know you care, you know?
for your wedding?
I need
That
it.
was not ugly.
It was so ugly.
No,
It's incredible. It's still in our
it's really
cabinet.
sweet.
It's
You
so
looked at it.
ugly.
No, she painted a wine bottle for us.
I painted a champagne bottle, and I remember
no.
texting Amanda going, "Does this look like an ass?" She goes, "No," because I just see it looked really bad.
It's
No,
still in
I
our,
love
it's still in
it.
our
We
cabinet.
kept it.
It's still in our cabinet. Every time I open up to make coffee or something, I go, oh, and then I.
Okay, this photo's famous. I have seen this photo before, and their personality is the same nowadays. This is definitely Courtney.
Oh my gosh.
There it is.
With the dynamite strapped to the chest.
I know, yeah, it's a childhood Halloween outfit. You don't get to pick that. No, I know like 2-year-old you wasn't like, okay guys, strap a bomb to me, it'll be funny.
What an amazing compilation. We'll go ahead and throw a like on that. Check it out. Link down below in the YouTube description when this gets posted. For the original video, go throw it some much-deserved love. Lovely, lovely video. You know what's interesting is the fact that it definitely changes the dynamic. Cannot, you know, in previous videos or edits or montages, whatever you want to call them, compilations, it was always just very funny, very buddy-buddy, before they, you know, came out as married. And now it's out in the open. They talk about it. It is what it is, right? And it just kind of changed the whole feel of those two together. certainly that podcast episode with Amanda, honestly, felt like, frankly, it felt like a little third wheel-ish in a way, which is odd. It probably didn't feel like that to that, them, but it kind of came off that way. Like they're telling like marital stories, and then the other person's just kind of listening and like commenting on it and whatnot, like not within the context of that, like did not experience those things. So it kind of changes the dynamic just a little bit. Not in a negative way, but it's just something I kind of noticed where it's like, oh, it's a little different. It's slightly different, not in a positive way, not in a negative way. It's just different. It's just kind of one of those things you notice, and you're like, oh yeah, that would change things just a little bit. Their stories have a little bit more nuance to them, I suppose. Why they announced on April Fool's Day. So wonderful to be married to my best friend, Courtney said. The pair announced it on April Fool's Day, of course. Very funny. Very funny timing. Courtney, American YouTuber, actor, writer, director, first appeared in the Mother's Day Rule video as Ian's sister and was first introduced to the Smosh family in the video Hand Bomb, along with Shane. So wow. Wait, they got introduced in the same video, or just Shane was in that video? She was inducted into Smosh recurring cast in mid-2015. I mean, she's been doing it for a while now. Courtney got her start in the public eye when she began posting on Vine. There you go. Shout out to Vine. Vine was very entertaining. If you're around for that, I mean, I'm sure you enjoyed it. I frequently watch those best of Vine compilations on YouTube, just in my own time, just to get that cheap and easy laugh, because it's amazing how funny some of those were. Oh my gosh. When you were limited to 6 seconds, everything is out of context. Everything can be funny. Oh, it was just beautiful. It's just beautiful. TikTok kind of has that feel from what I've seen, but the videos are too long. Way too long. 6 seconds was perfect. It was just enough. Just enough to get a joke out, or like a timing joke or something like that, like it cuts off or whatever. I guess you could do that anyway. You could just make yourself into a Vine star on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. They've all basically copied off TikTok. YouTube copied off them, Snapchat, Instagram. Like they all have shorts, reels, whatevers. But I guess you could purposely choose to make yourself a Vine star on whatever platform you want. What's funny is when TikTok got banned for like, I don't even know, like 18 hours in the US. And it might still, honestly. I don't think it's sold. So it could still. And that day is probably coming up fast. But it made me think about Vine and how it is poised for a comeback. I don't know why it disappeared. I guess everyone just jumped ship or got tired of it or whatever. But if TikTok goes in the US and gets banned because they won't sell, it makes perfect sense that Vine would just come back and, maybe make the videos a little longer. Who knows? But yeah, it's definitely, as long as it gets the younger audience. I don't know if it will, though. They would have to go on some like, that's the problem. Courting the young audience, like young audience, is difficult. You can't force it. They do what they want to do. Kind of the beauty of it. You can't really control their attention. It had us in a chokehold with MySpace back in the day. And then everyone just said, screw MySpace. We're on to Facebook. And MySpace just, whoop, disappeared. It's amazing how that kind of morphs its way. And here's the crazy part is, I never figured this out, because, I got introduced to MySpace from, a friend or something, but who introduced the friend? Who introduced the friend of the friend? How do these things get started to the point where everyone jumps on it? kind of the crazy part to me. I never have figured that out. Like, you know, Musically, TikTok, those were things, and I heard about those after everyone was already on it. Like, how do you jump on these before they become like mainstream? That's the question. Through the platform, she met Olivia Sui, who convinced her to audition for Smosh. I mean, she owes that friend so much. Or whoever that is, acquaintance, I guess. And ultimately got her the job. Shourtney began posting Vine videos in the video service's first year, so she was immediately on there. 2013 and stopped by its shutdown in 2016. I mean, that is such a fast burnout. 3 years? That's all we had of Vine was 3 years? How long has Facebook been around? 2006? Oh, gosh. I would much rather have Vine back than Facebook. Maybe I'm in the minority there. I have no idea. I deleted my Facebook ages ago. As soon as I left university, I looked at it and I'm like, I don't really need this anymore. Like grandma's on it. Like I don't need Facebook. You know, companies, everything, the timeline got more convoluted and gross. Like, ugh, I'm done. But I wish Vine was back. I do. Since 2018, became a writer for the main channel. I mean, that's a big, big role. The amount of nicknames is just hilarious. And since 2019, she also became a director for the main channel and Smosh Pit videos, including the paid live streaming event, Anthony's Dead, the Funeral Roast. I mean, that's impressive. That is very impressive. In 2022, she wants Courtney's Rack. What a great name for a subscription service. Oh, apparel rental. Interesting. An apparel catalog inspired by Courtney's style of clothing. Oh, you know what? It went to Haverdash. Oh. Did this get bought out? This might have got bought out. New fun, easy way to get dressed. Experience all the new trends. It's kind of interesting. You're like renting clothes. That is very, very interesting. That's kind of weird how it went from Courtney's Rack to that. I'm assuming that got bought out. Let me actually I want to check. Now I'm interested. It's gone. This was posted a year ago. Took the ads down. The link goes to the original drop shipper. I know it was a front for a major fast fashion drop shipper, but dang, she quietly destroyed it. Drop shipper, interesting. Last I heard of it, she got some criticism because the clothing sizes don't go big enough. People felt she wasn't being inclusive. Maybe she changed her mind and took down the business. She responded quickly to that criticism and said she'd look for alternatives or ways to get a more inclusive range. By the way, ToddReacts.com, very inclusive sizing. Check it out. She has never mentioned it again after that situation, which makes me think that it was big part of the reason. Yeah, definitely. Wow. Courtney announced the site October 21st, had been teasing it since late September. This was 2022. She might have had a year agreement contract. Yeah, that might have been it. They just used her name and her persona to push it, which a lot of people do, right? You know, Ariana Grande's got her makeup line, and Kylie Jenner, and maybe not so much Kylie, because Kylie seems highly involved in that stuff. But, you know, all these stars have random things, random products. You're just like, Are they really involved? Are they really involved? Or are they just using the name? Most of them, I would assume, are using the name. Maybe that's cynical of me, but that's just what I think. What's going on, Megan? Welcome in. Welcome in. Wonder how many people used it. Courtney didn't advertise or really even mention the site. Yeah, it probably was just using the name. Last email I got from them was September 4th. This was a year ago. Never got anything from there because it's not my style. Link says it's temporary, unavailable. Interesting. That's very, very interesting. Yeah, redirection for sure. Courtney's site was just a different, smaller version of the service website. Launched last October, but she teased it in September. Guessed is she had a 1-year contract. So it was probably some sort of, some sort of sponsorship deal for like a year. Push it, see if you can get anybody to buy anything off it. You get a cut of sales probably, which is not surprising. I mean, that is what it is. Let's see. Jane's first credit appearance was in Handbomb, in which he was officially announced as a member of Smosh alongside Courtney. I mean, that is incredible. The fact that they joined together and now they're married. Like, what? That is amazing. This was Courtney's post about the wedding. Thank you so much for all of the love over these last few days and for embracing something we've kept private for a long time. It's a weight off. We appreciate your respect of our private life. We'll share what we feel comfortable with in our own time, which obviously via that compilation we just watched is quite a bit. Like, they are open about it at this point, which is, it's cool. It's very cool. It is certainly changing things just a little bit, not in a functional way, but just in a, their relationship, their rapport, some of the backstory, some of the, side stories and inside jokes and stuff like that. Like, that's going to change a little bit. But I don't see it as anything negative or positive. It's just, it is what it is. It's a little different. Alrighty, let's go ahead and hop into the next video. It is Xena and Gabrielle. Crazy, but she's mine. Funny. Apparently it's funny. So let's check it out. I'm getting vibes that it's going to have like words on the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and shrink it up just a little bit so we can see it just in case. And if it doesn't, I'll just change it back. But I think this is going to have some words.
That concept real well, do you? The whip is mine. The frying pan's yours. Howler is mine. She's yours.
I was right. I was absolutely right.
She's crazy, but she is mine. Damn, I lose my mind. She's dancing every night, singing sha-la-la-la. Crazy, but she is mine. Damn, I lose my mind. She's dancing every night, singing sha-la-la-la. The kind of girl who really loves to dance. She loves to mess around with her friends. Wanna know her now, wanna love her now. I wanna make her be my girl. She likes to give a smile to every stranger. She loves to get her ass in any danger. Know her now, wanna love her now. I wanna make her be my girl. She's crazy, but she's mine. Damn, I lose my mind. She's dancing every night, singing sha-la-la-la. Crazy, but she is mine.
You know what's funny? I forgot how much comedy is in this show. It's not something I think about. And obviously, I've said this before in prior Xena reactions, is I was pretty young when this was on. So I don't remember a lot of it. But I'm noticing in a lot of these clips, there's a lot of physical humor involved here, which obviously made a lot of people into it. Good action, good humor, obviously the relationships.
She's crazy, but she is mine. Damn, I lose my mind. She's dancing every night, singing sha la la la. Crazy, but she is mine. Damn, I lose my mind. Dancing every night, singing sha la la la. Sha la la la. Sha la la la. Crazy, but she is mine. Damn, I lose my mind. She's dancing every night.
I think what stands out to me right now is the fact that our TVs must have just been horrendous, which they were, because this looks so much better than how I remember it. We're not watching it on a terrible television. Old school TV.
She's come for me. I knew she would. She can't
Maybe
live
it's
without
been
me for a minute.
remastered, or maybe this is how it
Not that I could blame
was.
her.
We were just getting it through broadcast onto very poor television technology. Ow. Just ate dirt. Oh, jeez. Oh, my gosh.
Well, listen to my story about Gabrielle. Cute little gal that's looking really swell. Perfect hair, such a lovely lass. Nice round breasts and a firm young. Are you out of your mind? Too loud?
That concept rail.
What a song. We'll go ahead and throw that a like. That was a lovely, funny compilation there. Oh my gosh, yeah. Like I said, incredible how clear that looked. Because the last time I saw Xena, was watching it on broadcast television on like one of those massive TVs with the tube in it. It was literally a tube TV. Whoa. It is crazy how different it looks, honestly. That looks like it could have been filmed 10 years ago. And it was definitely longer than that. Link down below in the YouTube description when this gets posted. For the original video, go throw it some much-deserved love. So weird to see it in that state, If you haven't kept up with it, it's surprising. It is legitimately surprising. And then it makes you wonder, wait, were all the shows that nice? And then we were just watching it through a terrible television and it looked like crap to today's standards? Like, that's wild to me. Lucy Wallace on directorial debut and how Xena and Gabrielle were totally a couple. Xena's the actresses. New movie, Never Look Away, chronicles the story of remarkable war journalist Margaret Moth. Interesting. I've not heard of this. This was written December of 2024. Made her directorial debut from the movie Never Look Away in cinemas today, so it's already been in some cinemas. Film tells the extraordinary story of the late CNN war journalist Margaret Moth, whose dedication to documenting the plights of war victims took her to some of the most dangerous conflict zones in the world. Even after surviving a near-fatal shooting that left her with severe facial injuries and required extensive reconstructive surgery, yikes. Moth returned to the front lines, capturing humanity at its worst with her commitment to truth and become a role model of female empowerment. I mean, that is, to be a war journalist or wartime journalist, however you want to describe it, that takes, number one, a lot of courage. You're going into a war zone armed with a camera or a notepad or whatever. instead of, a gun, which is what most of the people around you have. So that in itself is incredibly brave and wonderful. I don't know if you've ever consumed war footage or photos, but it is brutal. It's hard to watch. I mean, movies, yes, that's something to, kind of take some note of, but it's not real. It's not real. Seeing actual footage and photos of devastation and just brutality, it is something completely different. It hits way harder because it's not fake. It's not a Hollywood production. It's not, CGI. It is real. It's just something entirely different. In this exclusive interview, Lawless talks wearing her Xena armor to go to the ATM, becoming a lesbian role model, and how Moth's story serves as an inspiration for reaching our potential. What are the best memories from making Xena? It was shot outside and it was very colorful, fanciful show, and we were all kids in our 20s. It suits the New Zealand mentality to be the underdog. We had less money than our parents' show, Hercules. Less resourced, but that thrilled us. Just had a great time and laughed our heads off. 6 years of filming. Yeah, that would be kind of cool to be a part of a show that doesn't have a lot of money compared to the parent show, but you're still excited to try to make a great product. What's the campiest thing you did on Xena? I mean, the whole of Xena is an ode to camp. I was an aide de camp through every season. Maybe when I played the part of Miss Amphipolis in a beauty contest in the Series 2, Episode 11 episode Here She Comes. When I was caught in an embrace with the winner, the trans actress who played her, passed away in 2004, was beautiful and such a lovely soul. You were in The Simpsons in the 90s too. What was that like? Simpsons was one of those pinch me moments when you see yourself in yellow. The character was Xena and Lucy Lawless. They actually used my name. I was like, oh my God, Bart and Lisa are saying my name. And the comic book guys collected me and wrapped me in Mylar like an uber comic fan. I was very lucky to be a part of other cult 90s shows like Celebrity Deathmatch and Curb Your Enthusiasm. How did they make your character fly in The Simpsons? Easily they drew them from life, or Wizard did it. That is pretty cool. I mean, The Simpsons certainly was a cultural phenomenon. I don't think it is anymore. A lot of people know of it, of course, but I think its heyday was quite a few years ago at this point. But it's been on for a while. To settle years of fan speculation, were Xena and Gabrielle a couple? Yeah, I thought that was pretty clear by the end. We didn't know that was the case when we began the show, but by the end, we were totally like, yeah, they're a couple. They're married. Did you keep any of your Xena wardrobe? I did keep a few things. I wore my full Xena wardrobe in public going to the ATM once during filming. This was before Xena was well known. I rocked into downtown Auckland in my full Xena garb. That's funny. That is so funny. Can you imagine going to a restaurant just decked out like that? Oh my gosh. All right, directorial debut from Never Look Away. What do you admire about her? She overcame a tremendous adversity, reached the potential nobody could have guessed she had. Woman who lived a life of complete excess and hedonism up until she went off to war. She is shot by a sniper while driving to work with the rest of the crew in Sarajevo in 92 and gets her jaw blown off. Oh my gosh. That explains the reconstructive surgery. She loses her teeth and much of her tongue and her ability to speak, to eat, but she fights back and goes back to war and shoots for another 16 years. Wow. That is so brutal. Wow. She took a sniper shot and lived to tell about it. On my first day of business class, the professor made us watch The Simpsons. That's funny. By the way, welcome in, Jenny. Yeah. In my Psychology 101 class at university, we watched a ton of Simpsons clips. It's amazing how much you could apply that show to various things. It was so weird. We were learning about the different, behavioral aspects of humans, and then you would play a clip and you're just like, oh yeah, that does correlate. It's very odd. 90s TV icon looks completely different 23 years after incredible show ended. Spin-off of Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, the fantasy series aired between 95 and 2001. Followed Lucy Lawless's Xena, Infamous Warrior. Show was an instant success, overtaking its predecessor in ratings. Wow. And popularity. While it became the top-rated syndicated drama series on American television in its second season. I did not know that. However, it eventually was canceled in 2000 with the final airing a year later. Now, 23 years after the final episode, fans of the show might do a double take when seeing Renee without her trademark blonde hair and range of hairstyles, as well as her character's trademark weapons. Instead, she now rocks her natural red hair in photos she posted on social media over the past few years. Now 53, was chosen to play the role after appearing in the TV movie Hercules and the Lost Kingdom, starring Kevin Sorbo. Made her debut at 17, starring in the Teen Angel segment of Disney Channel's The Mickey Mouse Club. Wow. Also from Mickey Mouse Club, Ryan Gosling. Just a little known fact there. And Justin Timberlake. And Britney Spears. She went on to star in the Disney film The Adventures of Huck Finn and TV movies, including Follow the River and Danielle Steele's Changes. Let's see. Very interesting. Looks completely different. I mean, yeah, she's got red hair, her natural red hair instead of the blonde, but I mean, time changes us all, does it not? What's up, Jace? You are awake. What's going on? Welcome in, welcome in. Of all the 90s iconic fantasy TV shows, Xena has aged the best. 90s iconic TV shows. Can I think of any others? Honestly, I'm drawing a blank. Just 30 years ago, there were far fewer options for fantasy fans on TV. Even 90s fantasy movie masterpieces often went unwatched. Xena was an exception, released in 95, spin-off of Hercules. Xena, like Hercules, is set in a historically vague version of ancient Greece. Characters, story, and tone have aged remarkably well. Production style is from another era of TV, but the storytelling is evergreen. While 90s network TV shows, especially any kind of genre fare, are generally derided for the mediocre writing quality and shallow storytelling. With its unique blend of epic action and heartfelt character work, especially in the context of Xena's ongoing redemption arc, Xena has aged extremely well compared to its contemporaries. Interesting. Xena is full of compelling moments, and that's absolutely thanks to the fantastic cast. Xena Warrior Princess was progressive for its time. No one expected a niche TV show set a high bar for representation, yet it did. Wound up being an icon for the lesbian community in the 90s, thanks to Xena and Gabrielle. Show's progressive mindset wasn't just limited to subtext either, considering the clearly feminist bent of the entire premise. While Xena's armor may include a miniskirt, and the first episode had her fighting bandits in her underwear, the themes of gender equality, compassion, and acceptance constantly at the heart of the show. If you can look past the special effects, that's the biggest one. That's the biggest one that's, we're all going to see. It's not something you actively think of, but if you do look back at some of this older content, you're instantly aware that, oh my gosh. Compared to today, the special effects are horrendously bad. But at the time, they were pretty good. They were pretty good. I mean, it's TV and they were low budget, so even for that time, it was still pretty bad. But compared to today's world, yeah, it's pretty awful. Xena is more fun to watch now, so as long as you don't take it too seriously, there's so much fun to be had. No denying that one of the biggest issues with enjoying vintage TV in the modern era is a huge divide in technical quality. Yeah, that is definitely true. Never received a high definition remaster. Oh, that's too bad. It only exists in the 4:3 aspect ratio, synonymous with pre-HD televisions. Right, it's not widescreen. So it isn't the easiest to watch in a modern 4K. Yeah, you have those big black bars on the side. Similarly, the camera and effects technologies of the 90s were far less advanced than they are now, which heavily informed the show's cinematography. Yeah, you could get away with more because we didn't have as high a frame rate, usually. Certainly with the newer technology, it tries to increase the frame rate, which slows up the motion blur, gets rid of it in some occasions. Like if it's 120 frames per second, you're not going to notice much motion blur to the naked eye. But typically, movies are shot 24 frames a second. TV, I think, is usually 30, if not 24. So a lot of, video games content is 60 frames per second. That is kind of the standard at this point of a lot of online content. This right now is 60 frames per second as you're watching it. So there's very little motion blur that you'll see. So it's accepting the fact that it's going to look a little weird to the modern eye. The show's full of heart and fun, that the aged effects have become part of the charm. Yeah, it becomes super campy, basically. The same goes for Xena's numerous inspired flips and kicks, or that time she learned Kung Fu telekinesis, or any time Bruce Campbell showed up to do Bruce Campbell things. I forgot he was in this show. That's awesome. There are a few 90s TV shows still worth revisiting, and most of those have star in the title. Yeah, Star Wars, Star Trek, which makes Xena all the more special. When I think about 90s shows worth revisiting, I mean, Saved by the Bell is kind of classic. It's enjoyable. It doesn't have, honestly, any special effects, so you don't notice that as much. The biggest thing with that is obviously the 4:3 aspect ratio and the style. Like the clothing is clearly 90s. I really liked Magnum PI. I can watch those even though it seems dated. Any sort of like family content is still rewatchable because the stories are still true. The moral of the stories are still true. Like Family Matters and oh gosh, what are the other names? Family Matters is huge. Full House is still interesting and entertaining. Certainly the original X-Files, those first couple seasons were terrifying and interesting and still worth watching, although some of the effects are just god-awful. God-awful. Buffy, of course, yes. Buffy, Angel, all that good stuff. Those are all watchable and revisiting worthy. Friends, yes. Friends is always great. I mean, today, I could put on a Friends episodes and still have fun. I could still enjoy it. Is it a little ridiculous that a bunch of, underemployed people are affording a apartment downtown Chicago? Yes. But it's still fun regardless. Charmed. Oh yeah, Charmed. Absolutely. So there's a lot of shows. Maybe not fantasy shows, but there's a lot of good 90s content that still is quite lovely today. Xena, see the cast of the hit action series Then and Now. Obviously, that's Lucy Lawless back then. That's what she looks like now. I mean, just age. New York, not Chicago. Oh, that's right. It was New York. What am I thinking of Chicago? Oh, Chicago was I think rent control was the excuse. Yeah, probably. What was Chicago? Oh, it was the show that I was watching. What the heck was it? I don't think this show lasted very long, but it was a bunch of like brand new university graduates. One was like a waiter, and one was like a freelance writer, and somehow they were living in like a downtown Chicago penthouse, like huge apartment downtown. Like we're talking thousands of US dollars. And they were just supposedly living in this massive space. I was like, there's no way. There's no way. Come on now. It's ridiculous. Oh my gosh. There's Lucy in 2024. Renee O'Connor is Gabrielle. I mean, she literally has not changed much. That's crazy. That is pretty crazy. That is wild. The Nanny. Oh my gosh. The Nanny with Fran Drescher. Her voice in that show was just wild. Wild. I don't think I've ever heard a voice kind of like that ever. It's iconic though, definitely. Ted Raimi as Joxer, I think is how you pronounce it. Brother of the famed director Sam Raimi. So if you've ever seen Evil Dead or the Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, that's Sam Raimi. He's done a bunch of other stuff too. It's like how are the cops and special victims unit affording designer outfits? Olivia Benson mainly. Yeah, exactly. That's a really good point. That is a very good point. Fran was an icon. Indeed. Indeed. Her style was unmatched. Unmatched. The only person I can think of that had like a similar style was, oh gosh, Hillary from Prince of Bel-Air. She had very good style in that show. Kevin Smith as Ares. There's no new picture here. What? That's just an old picture. Hudson as Callisto. I mean, she's barely changed. Oh my gosh. Carl Urban. I had no idea. He was Julius Caesar? That's wild to me. What the heck? That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Oh my gosh. It is kind of odd seeing actors get older, especially when you grew up watching films and TV shows from which they were in. You know, we all have our certain favorites that we watch get older, and it just reminds us that, oh, I guess I'm getting older too. You know, losing people, watching them pass away, like, oh gosh, like some of our childhood favorite actors or actresses and, you know, musical talent. Oh my gosh. We're losing a lot of people that I grew up with, which is just brutal. Brutal. It's just a nice little reminder. Oh yeah. If they're getting older, I must be getting older too. The actor is Aussie Kiwi and active in that era. They're likely in at least one episode. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. It was definitely a big one. Most of the smaller characters on Spartacus were. Right. That is right. Speaking of excellent show, Spartacus is still great. Well, I mean, yeah, at this point, watching the Xena compilations and edits and kind of reminding myself of the show, because I was extremely young, and honestly, I'd forgotten about it for many years, because I never went back to rewatch it. I was super young, so I didn't really pay attention to much of the story. I would just catch random episodes as they were like replayed. But seeing these compilations and stuff, it's pretty freaking obvious what they wanted to do with Xena and Gabrielle. Like it doesn't take a genius to look at that and go, oh yeah, they're not just friends. Which is kind of funny. You know, that's just kind of the 90s mindset, I suppose, where people either weren't thinking about it or they were just, you know, not questioning it, I guess. Who knows? But, you know, I was pretty young in the 90s, so I wasn't thinking about anything, really. I was thinking about recess and having fun and, you know, Sesame Street and all that kind of stuff. Alrighty, let's go ahead and jump into the next one. This is FirstKhaotung, our not fan service. Whoa, this is really throwing down the gauntlet. Are not. We're talking all caps, not fan service. So if you think they're fan service, this is not for you, judging by the title. Let's go ahead and jump in. And then, of course, we will do our best to research and all that good stuff. There is one article that calls them a bromance. Now, if you're really into FirstKhao, you're not going to enjoy that title, but we'll get into it nonetheless. These are the guys in the Heart Killers with Jungdunk. Yes. I did put that together, thankfully. My brain is working today. Most problematic sentence someone can say about a pair. Oh, bromance? Yeah. That makes sense. Or fan service, I suppose. Oh, you know what? Let me adjust this and make it a little bit easier to see. There we go. There we go. A little bit bigger. Start it over. Just about 3 seconds into it.
ตอบหรอตอบได้จริงเหรอให้ตอบเหรอนึกภาพไม่ออกอ่ะอย่าสั่นดิ
What's up, Joey? I feel like BL fans have a different definition of fan service. Probably.
ถ้าวันนี้ไม่มีมันโผล่อยู่ในห้องไม่มีแมวอยู่ในห้องเขาเป็นเหมือนครอบครัวใช่ครับแล้วก็จริงๆเขาก็นะครับเขาเป็นเหมือนครอบครัวเราจริงๆนะแบบวันหนึ่งที่ไม่มีเขาก็คงจะอย่าพูดเสียงสั่นคงจะแย่ก็คงจะแบบเหมือนทุกวันนี้เราหันไป
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It does get kind of confusing from time to time.
เขาก็จะเดินอยู่กับเราอะไรเงี้ยถ้ามันผมขอตอบเป็นแบบไม่มีวันนั้นละกันดีกว่าครับเพราะว่าถ้าให้มันนั่งนึกมันก็จะเป็นแบบความรู้สึกแบบหรอมันจะเกิดขึ้นจริงๆหรอมันจะต้องมีวันนั้นจริงๆหรอนึกภาพไม่ออกเอ้ยมาแล้วเนี่ยภูมิแพ้หายเลยครับจมูกโล่งเลยความรู้สึกกันมานานมันไปแล้วรู้สึกว่ารู้สึกตื้นตันครับ
Starting off, lots of tears.
เรื่องราวในชีวิตมันงงบ้างนั่นแหละจะเป็นอะไรปี
Oh, it's a birthday. I'm one of those people where New Year's is a thing, you know, we all celebrate it, but birthdays are much more important to me than New Year's because your birthday is yours. It's very personal, all that stuff. So to me, a birthday is way more important than New Year's.
มึงกับกูมันจะไม่ต้องหวือหวามากที่บอกว่าสร้างบ้านอยู่รั้วเดียวกันน่ะแล้วก็ครับถ้ามันเป็นคนหนึ่งที่แบบผมรู้สึกรักมากที่สุดในชีวิตคนหนึ่งครับ
I want to watch The Greatest Showman again. It's just such a great movie. Musical movie. They're known for crying about each other. That's very adorable. Our emotional couple. Honestly, it's kind of interesting that they're both emotional, because usually it's just one, right? Usually it's like one super emotional person and one not so. So it's a little interesting to see both be so emotional.
I like what you, I wonder, can we become love's persona? You'll always be the one that I wanna come on to, girl. Let me love you and show you how special you are.
Oh. The delayed. Ow. Ooh. The heck? All right, is saying "yeah, I know" equivalent to saying "thank you," or is it more like this is so like emotional? I don't want to like say it back because I'm not gonna be able to say it back. So what you're saying is they're perfectly imperfect. Oh, I got tissues on deck. Oh, competing with someone's other half? Oh, good luck. Good frickin' luck.
ไม่ว่าจะเป็นแฟนคลับของคนไหนในนี้ขอบคุณทุกคนเลยครับความรักทำให้พวกเรามาเจอกันวันนี้ครับส้มๆครับ
Crowd goes wild. June ships them. He was making TikTok edits recently. Nice. Me, you, and your friend Steve vibes. Do Steve.
ตั้งแต่วันแรกขอบคุณครับหมอขอบคุณครับภาพแรกก็คือทุกคนผลักดันเราตั้งแต่เรามีซีรีส์คู่กันผลักดันเราให้มาจนถึงจุดนี้ได้ขอบคุณนะครับขอบคุณมากๆจริงๆครับ
Everybody gets a tissue. Oh, lost it. They're both losing it. Turns away. This is a wild edit. It's like skipping past all the heartfelt talk to where they're like crying. It's kind of interesting.
ผมไม่ร้องไห้ครับเพราะว่าผมเข้มแข็งแบบไฟบอยเลยครับครับยังไงก็ขอบคุณทุกๆคนมากเลยนะครับที่มาทั้ง2วันหรือว่าใครที่มาวันนี้ก็แล้วแต่นะครับ
You should watch a GMM TV compilation at some point. It's really funny. Like, are you talking about like eclectic like compilation of all the pairings? Some people just want to cry.
ทำไม
That's true. That is definitely true. I wouldn't accuse them of doing it. I will say this: some people use it to manipulate. That's always interesting. Have you ever dealt with somebody that cried to manipulate you? Oh my gosh. Nothing is quite as infuriating. I'm trying to make it better. All the BL actors in the same place as Chaos Incarnate. I'm sure it is. Keep those very funny. First is cried over not being able to find a birthday present for... Really? There's no shortage of crying clips of them? That's... Well, you know. Boy, they wear that emotion on the sleeve. At that point, it's probably past the sleeve. It's on the forehead. I'll go to Thailand next week. Should I make merit at the Junior MTV building as if it's a temple of love? Hey, you know, who knows? You might find somebody, you know, at the building that's just as interested in them as you are. It's a good way to start up a friendship, at least. Remember when FK told people they wanted to build a house on the same land together and live with each other? You have nothing to lose. Well, to be fair, Valentine's Day is coming up, so, you know. Oh gosh. I've seen so many crying clips right now. I was expecting tears. That's probably not a good thing.
จริงผมไม่เก่งเรื่องนี้มากเลยเวลาผมเรียน acting แล้วผมได้โจทย์แบบนี้มาใช่คุณขอร้องเลยนะจริงๆคุณเนี่ยเป็นนักแสดงอันดับต้นๆในใจผมเลยนะที่คุณแบบเล่นกับคุณมีการแสดงที่แบบว่าเฉิดฉายฉายแวว
All right, that is sweet. I've said it before. It's amazing to have somebody push you forward and continue to support you as you're trying. Whether it's a friend, loved one, family, whatever. Heck, a lot of people take inspiration from haters and, you know, enemies and stuff. Whatever you find it in. As long as you're able to turn it into a positive, that's great.
โอ้พอมีความรู้จักกันมานานมันผ่านอะไรมาด้วยกันค่อยๆผ่านอะไรมาด้วยกันจาก0ไป1ไป2ไป3ไป4จนไปเรื่อยๆมันเลยรู้สึกว่าแบบมันคือคนสำคัญคนหนึ่งในชีวิต
Their emotional tears are more happy than sad. Yeah. Well, that's definitely how you want it. If most of your emotional tears are sad, ooh, I don't know. That's probably not a good thing.
เป็นอะไรกันทำไมต้องซื้อกระเป๋าตังค์ให้เป็นอะไรกันผ่านไปผ่านมาเป็นคนแปลกหน้าครับคนแปลกหน้าเขาไม่ซื้อดิออให้จ้า
Although it's still good to be sad from time to time, of course.
วันพิเศษหรือว่าอะไรวันคริสต์มาสครับคริสต์มาสก็ให้แล้วเหรอด้วยความรู้จักกันมานานแบบตะกุกตะกักอะไรสิก็รู้จักกันมานานอะไรเงี้ยครับอันนี้ก็เป็นของขวัญชิ้นแรกที่แบบซื้อให้อะไรอย่างเงี้ยแล้วเราได้ซื้ออะไรให้เขาบ้างไหมเราซื้อหน้าจอคอมพิวเตอร์ครับช่วงนี้มันติดเกม
Oh, wow.
เขาลงทุนกันเนาะ
Gifting a computer is a heck of a gift.
แต่เดี๋ยวนะเมื่อกี้นี้นะพอให้ซ้อมจูบนะปรากฏว่าเข้าตังเนี่ยก็ดูพร้อมแต่เฟิร์สนี่ขนลุกเลยเขาบอกว่าไม่กล้าหรือเปล่า
I
Standing on the tippy toes. I am thankful I don't have that issue.
ก็เริ่มกันมาจากที่เป็นเพื่อนกันอะไรอย่างเงี้ยครับ
Favorite moment will always be when first confessed that the voice in his head was saying that was cute.
ไม่รู้ว่าถ้าสมมติ
All the other actors look stunned.
เฟิร์สครับเฟิร์สครับตังครับเมื่อไหร่ที่ไหนเลยทิ้งผมแล้วไปนอนผมว่าคุณอยู่กินที่ไหนนั่นแหละคำถามของผม
Oh, our home. Yeah, I don't think he means business partner. Whoa. 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 That was completely out of context.
Today I don't feel like doing anything.
It definitely takes me at least 1 year to wake up. I mean, it's usually a process. Off in their own world. Excellent, excellent, excellent compilation. I think we can say without a shadow of a doubt, FirstKhao are not fan service. No one is going to cry that much on command for personal appearances. That's just not going to happen. Immediately, as soon as they start talking about anything, chemistry, emotion, how proud they are, etc., just immediately they turn to tears. Like that is some deep-rooted, deep-seated feelings. There's no chance. I'll go ahead and throw a like on that. Link it down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw it some much-deserved love. As with every video, the links are down below. I always love it when the creators comment and they're just like, hey, thanks for reacting to this. And I'm like, thank the members of ToddReacts.com. They're the ones that do it. They request it. But it's always cool to see. All right, let's pull up some information. There we go. All right, we'll start with first. I mean, that does make a lot of sense, doesn't it? We'll start with first. There was one time where First nearly teared up when he mentioned Khao waking up early to give him more time to sleep in. That's nice. That's very sweet. Yeah, I mean, if you're bursting into tears immediately as soon as you start talking any sort of like feelings or your connection with somebody, like you're clearly very in love. As a Thai actor, model, and host, best known for his roles in Not Me in 2021, The Eclipse 2022, and Only Friends in 2023. Has had an older and younger brother. Parents nicknamed him First so they could achieve many things in his life. Well, that is a smart nickname. Completed secondary education. 2021, graduated with a second-class honors from university with a bachelor's degree in cyber business management. I have never even heard of this major. Tells you how long it's been since I've been in university. Got his start in 2016. Agent is GMMTV, of course. Started his acting career at the age of 18. Auditioned for The Assassin. Was selected for the main role out of a pool of 100 teenagers. I mean, that's got to feel great. That's got to feel good. Being 18 and just nailing the first audition. Well, maybe not the first audition, but definitely one of them. Later that year, he was hired by KA Cosmetics, together with Poom, for a television advertisement, which went viral years later. 2018, joined GMMTV. And I'm assuming once you join, it's just gravy. As long as people like you and you're a good actor, or you become a good actor, maybe you take some classes or whatever, if you hadn't already. And then it's just gravy boat. It's just absolute gravy boat. Became one of the main hosts of the show and School Rangers in 2022. Let's see. First starred as Kant, opposite of Khao in the series The Heart Killers, of course, which also starred Jung and Dunk. Set to star in the 2025 series Cat for Cash with Khao. So that's the name of the next one. First participated in the GMMTV 2-day concert Love Out Loud Fan Fest in both 23 and 24. Known for his clothing brand Memento. So Cat for Cash. Name in it is Tiger. To be announced. Interesting. I gotta watch it again for science. Khao, actor signed under GMMTV, of course. Debut in Cause You're My Baby. Or You're My Boy. I don't know why I said baby. Cause You're My Boy, 2018. Best known for his main roles in television series. I can't even attempt that. I cannot even attempt that. Obviously, The Eclipse and OnlyFans recently. Only Friends. Although, what was this about? Was it about OnlyFans? Alcohol, drugs. I mean, it's close. Partying and music lead a group of university students to become entangled in love, passion, and secrets. Lines will be crossed. Friendships will be broken. Will they become something more? Or will they remain only friends? Only friends. You're not the only one doing that mistake, I'm sure. Only Friends was messy. We did make that OnlyFans joke with that show. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad I'm in good company. Oh gosh. Let's see. Medical technology at university. And then went into environmental engineering. Very cool. Obviously, Cat for Cash as well, main role, opposite First. Named Lynx. So many interesting slips there. Friends and baby. Yeah, exactly. Thai World, Meet First and Khao. Paranormal.it. What an interesting URL there. Probably known to be the spearhead of GMMTV, this power couple has become one of the symbols of Thai entertainment worldwide thanks to their undeniable chemistry. Yeah, I'd say it's undeniable. Khao first debuted. Yeah, we went through that. Let's get to it. Nice to meet you. Can you please introduce yourself to our readers? Their names. We play the leading roles in the Only Friends series. Cat for Cash looks cute and sad at the same time. Tiger and Lynx, yeah. Yes, indeed. This is an Italian article. Oh, that makes sense. .it. You also introduce us to your characters in Only Friends. Now I'm being very careful. Only Friends. I'd like to hear about them from your point of view. Khao says, I play Ray. My character is quite a lonely guy. He loves to drink. We can say he's quite an alcoholic. And he's rich. That's why he sees money as a way to do and get everything he wants. First says, I play Sand. His background is quite different from Ray's. He's not poor, but he has to work in order to live. Sand is a dreamer. He wants to travel the world, so his main purpose in life is to work to achieve his dreams. So a normal person, basically. In Only Friends, you share the screen time with other main leads, Force and Book, Neo and Mark. How's working on the set all together? Khao said, we have worked together with the crew and the other main leads and are close. For Force and Book, it's our first time sharing screen time and working together. I was pretty impressed because their personality is very similar to mine. They're chilling, but also hard workers. First says, since everybody has the same age in the group, it feels like working with friends, and it's very comfortable to be on the set together because we share the same mindset. This is definitely not your first project together, so I'm curious to know how your relationship evolved. How was it when you first met? Khao says, since we've been working together, we feel very comfortable and have a lot of trust in each other. We actually became friends, so everything is very smooth and comfy. First said, we met each other in acting classes, and since then we found out we have matching lifestyles, so our friendship started there. Now we are very close, and this is a benefit when we work together, because since we have been friends for a long time, everything goes as smoothly and silky when we do projects together. Feel like they're more adult. They can handle a lot of stuff now. What was their most memorable role? The roles we played in Eclipse. It was our first series together. Walking this path together, if you could give one another some advice, which would it be? We talk a lot about it, but if I have to give first some advice, it would probably be happy every day. First, we talk a lot. I agree with Khao, but if I have to say something to him, it's more of a recommendation. Something that he should keep in mind. Every action has consequences. Before you do something, you have to think first. Why do I think that has something to do with their relationship? That's an interesting comment to make towards somebody. Think before you speak. Think before you act. I think we just got a little bit of an inside scoop right there. If you had to define the other with one word, which would you use? Khao says comfort person. Being with him is very comfortable. First says, before I would have used the same word, but right now I will say good vibe because he's very positive, and even if you are from afar, you can see this positive aura coming from him. I would also like to know how you would define yourself in one word. First says cool guy. They both start laughing again. Khao takes some time to answer. So first pitches in sexy, huh? He says. Khao laughs, shaking his head and saying no. Khao says cute guy. Let's see. One actor went into Only Friends having never kissed a guy and by the end had made out with 5. It was a messy relationship show. Oh my God. That's funny. That's funny. Should honestly say that to himself. FirstKhao lore was supposed to a year ago. New to BL. I've been obsessed with them. I'm not someone who would be interested in celebrities' personal life. Me neither, honestly. But I can't help myself to search about First and Khaotung relationship history after their video passed my For You page. Apparently, their lore is interesting. First joined casting because he wanted to work with Khao First friends keep on shipping and teasing both of them. Fans caught them going out with matching shirts. Did Lovestagram while having their own partner at the time. Always caught together in each other's videos posts. Some said they were dating way before they're official. CP, that's why they want to work together. Some said they were platonic friends. Either way, I really like their relationship. Not overly fan service, but just a pure adoration for each other. Let's see. They're the biggest ghost ship before they formed as a couple. Even Ohm, first partner in Shipper, shipped them together during filming. First always supported Khao at the filming site. They cannot be separated. First accompanied Khao when he went to adopt Montal. During first graduation, Khao teases him by saying he couldn't come, and First was visibly upset. And after Khao actually came, he literally stick to his hip all the time. I might sound delulu, but I actually think they dated or at least have feelings for each other. Interactions are so fishy. What does that mean? Fishy. Suspicious? I've heard of fishy, like suspicious, but I don't know if fishy is anything different. Let's just say their type of love is very rare to find with someone. Whatever they have is more meaningful than just friendship. I don't really care what they are, I just love them. That's kind of an interesting, yeah, I mean, that is what it is. They're literally precious, genuine bonding plus care and support for each other. I don't know too much either. I honestly didn't know much about them before. Only friends. Okay, come on now. We cannot shorten only friends to OF. That is just confusing. That is crazy. Oh my gosh. Let's see. I think we all love them and their chemistry is just adorable. Both love each other a lot, care for each other too. If they separated on screen, I'm not dumb. My heart will be broken. Already bad enough without Net James. Been friends for 6 and going on 7 years, and yes, they desperately wanted to work together. According to Khao, he didn't like First in the beginning because he was loud and talked too much. Now they're pretty inseparable. At one time wanted houses that shared the same fences. Khao has bought a house, and First keeps begging him to let him move in and have his own floor and his own room, which Khao just says, just let the cats have that room, stay with me in my bed. Well, dang. I've never seen someone shorten it before. Yeah. Shortening it to OF is just dirty work. They're so precious and soft with each other. Here it is. 5 tear-jerking moments proving First and Khao are the ultimate romance. Now, this was written in 2023. Maybe that's changed, or maybe this is still ridiculous. But yeah, don't get too caught up on that word. It is what it is. Although they've been friends for 5 years, it was only in 2022 that their potential was noticed. They were given the roles of main leads in The Eclipse, instantly setting trends with their powerful acting and addictive chemistry. Two best friends who have wanted to act together for a long time are undoubtedly overwhelmed with newfound popularity and opportunities. The Eclipse workshop, fans first saw them cry because of each other. Well, first of many to come. During the acting workshop for the Eclipse series, the reaction from the actors to this thought, followed by words of love, opened the floodgates of viewers' tears as well. can't hurt me when this videos exist. Oh yeah, we just Thankfully, following the success of their first role as a couple, First and Khao continued to play different roles together and attended numerous shows and interviews. This was in the middle of OnlyFriends airing. No, not the FirstKhao workshop. No, I'll start sobbing. However, one thing remained constant. They couldn't discuss each other and their deep friendship without bursting into tears. I mean, at that point, you're probably hiding it from people. Or you're hiding it from yourself, even. That can definitely happen. Where you're just kind of like, you know, you're interested in somebody and either you don't want to admit to it yourself or you're worried about how the other person feels about you. And it's almost like your emotions are just bursting out and it's hard to contain. I think I've felt that before, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if it was quite like that where I'd burst into tears, but it, you know, we all have crushes and whatnot. And that's kind of similar. When you're in the BL community, when you say OF, everyone already assumes you mean only friends. Well, hopefully. I guess I'm more in the general internet community. And when I see OF, I just immediately think of OnlyFans. This episode of Armshare YouTube show. In one episode of Armshare YouTube show, they celebrated Khao's birthday, played quizzes, and reenacted scenes from Eclipse. After demonstrating their ability to easily read each other's minds, First prepared a surprise birthday cake for Khao and shared him his wishes, sentiments for his friend, eventually reducing both of them to tears. No matter how hard they tried to hold back, as soon as they expressed how important they are to each other, they became emotional. They also discussed an incident that went viral on Safe House, a reality show featuring MTV actors. In this episode, several guys were cooking a meal when First suddenly announced that a voice in his head had told him that Khao was cute. Hilarious reactions from the others, entire fandom, made this moment legendary in the history of the duo. See if we can... Oh, we're probably not going to be able to find it.
ผมรู้สึกผมสู้กับม้าผมตลอดเวลาเลย อย่ามาคอลเลกเพื่อนตรงนี้นะสโนว์ก่อน หนูก่อนจะคอลเลกคนอื่นหนูคอลเลกตัวเองก่อน
Actually, with my luck, it's going to get blocked, so I'm not going to play that. Otherwise, I'll have to request it to be unblocked. Surprise birthday celebration for First. A year later, Khao organized a surprise birthday celebration for First on a beach, teasing him that he hadn't prepared any gift beforehand. Thoughtful gesture. That's actually a good way to cover it up. That's smart. Gifts customized specifically for him, and heartwarming message left First overwhelmed once again. When First said that their relationship is rare and special to him, Khao couldn't hold back the tears either. This LOL FanFest 2023 moment. At the LOL FanFest 2023, fans witnessed an emotional scene between the two actors who are also best friends in real life. As they sang, I'm sure that'll trigger some people. As they sang songs as part of the lineup, First and Khao poured all their emotions into performance, ended up visibly teary-eyed, making a touching performance an unforgettable moment for everyone. I think what's more impressive is the fact that they were crying for that split second and then instantly was able to sing afterwards. Like, I'm sure we've all cried here. You get like a lump in your throat and it doesn't go away, and I can barely even talk. Like, at certain point, like, that is impressive to me. I don't know why, but that was just instantly like, wow, they were able to sing after that. I'd be like wrecked for, you know, a while. That's really impressive. Fans have been praising First and Khao for their incredible chemistry and enjoyed the real-life dynamics to the point where they started calling themselves soulmates. During several interviews, First and Khao burst into tears when asked what they would feel like if one of them didn't exist in the other's life. The way the article keeps emphasizing best friends makes me giggle. I don't even disagree. It's just funny. Yeah, exactly. Who are they trying to influence here? Like, who are they trying to persuade? Like, it is kind of odd that they keep mentioning it. They emotionally confess that they can't imagine a reality where they're not friends and that they want to stay together as long as possible to share many more experiences. First and Khao also mentioned that they dream of buying a house with a shared fence and opening a joint bank account to keep each other in their lives. Okay, joking about a shared fence, that means you're in separate houses. I was thinking the same about the singing. Maybe it's because they cry so much. That might be true. That might be true. They're used to it. FirstKhao cry when they try to express how much they love each other, and sometimes the mere thought of being apart can turn them into an emotional mess, as they can't imagine a reality where they're not friends. Their dream is to buy a house with the same fences to move in. You know what, though? You know what I'm thinking is, obviously it can be, relationship and love and whatnot. Shared bank account? Come on, boys. Yeah, exactly. If you're sharing a bank account, you might want to just live together. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't seem like that far of a jump. One thing I was thinking of is, they might be super emotional when talking about each other and, how important they are to each other and all that kind of stuff, is because their lives changed when they became popular as a pairing. That would certainly be somewhat emotional. And every time they mention the other, like, it could go back to that initial feeling of, my life is completely changed. Without this other person, I don't know if I would be as popular or have as much success as I have. Maybe that's a little bit of it. Probably not the whole thing. Obviously, there's more underneath the surface that we don't see. But that was kind of a thought that I had, is maybe it's, saying how important somebody is to you is kind of realizing just how much impact they've had in your history, in your current life. First talked about the bank accounts last week as well. I think they're really doing it. There was also another clip of First's voices telling Khao he wants to kidnap him. Oh my gosh. Another fun fact I just remembered, when doing solo events, they split the revenue 70% to the individual who worked, 30% to the one at home. Interesting. That's kind of cool. I get that. Considering the fact that they are a pairing. And I don't know if they would be working as much if they weren't a pairing. Although GMMTV would probably just pair them up with somebody else, right? Is that how that works? I don't know. That might be in the contract. Once they were asked why they keep tearing up, to which First and Khao responded that the questions and situations remind them of all the feelings and memories they've shared together. Oh my God, did I just say that? I swear I did not read this beforehand. They can't help but consider each other one the most important people in safe zones. That is hilarious. Oh my gosh. I basically said the article without reading it. That's wild. As if fans needed more reason to swoon over their meaningful friendship. Oh, friendship. There we go. Can you believe that the contact name for First in Khao's phone is Furfur or something? This dates back to one of the workshops 6 years ago. When they were just getting to know each other, the acting coach asked Khao to describe his feelings, while First placed a hand against his chest. Khao responded that he felt his heart was beating with the sound of Furfur. Yeah, no further comments needed. That is so funny. I basically called this. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Certainly, certainly when you think of someone important to you, you tend to think back to some of the most important moments with that person. I also want to get 30% for doing nothing. Same, Rexa, same. That would be lovely, you know? That's like getting, you know, PTO money, paid time off when you just sit at home and you still get paid. It's quite nice. Not everyone with GMMTV has a pair. First was in rotation before permanently pairing with Khao. Oh, okay. Okay. That's interesting. So I'm assuming they're still trying to find you a pairing, if they can, maybe? Or maybe they want to see if people react to you positively first, something like that. I don't know. All right, let's go ahead and move into the next video. It is Stray Kids Stay 3rd Anniversary. This came out 3 years ago. Some people are able to be in a pair, and some others are best with many. Interesting. Okay. It's kind of... What'd be interesting is to find out from the folks that, you know, set it up and everything, is how do they decide what's going to be a good pairing, who should be in a pairing? Is it the actors that decide that? Is it somebody up in management? Like, who is the overall, you know, yes, let's go with that. Somebody's got to be given the green light to this. Some choose not to be paired. It's a big commitment. Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, you got the fan meets, got all that stuff. Like, it's a ton. It's, you know, you're not only acting, of course, or singing. Maybe you go into a singing career, then you got concerts, you got fan meets, you got content. You got to put out content. Everybody wants it, and you got to put it out. So that's like an everyday thing, basically. We even have ships in GMMTV that is not even official, but they still work together. Oh, okay. Usually chemistry and visuals together. That makes sense. Not sure how GMMTV do it. We were talking in Discord about some of the other companies' practices just today. Good timing. Good timing. I mean, at some point, somebody's got to give the okay. Like, you know, obviously this is a business. Yes, there's pairings and feelings and stuff, but somebody runs the show. Somebody up there. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the Stray Kids video. Stay 3rd Anniversary. Let's see. Do have subtitles on, so that'll help. Let's go ahead and reduce the size of this so we can actually see what's going on. There we go. Boom. This is episode 2 of SKZ Family. Good to know.
형이 좋아. 형이 좋아. 형이 좋아.
그래 좋아?
응.
까불지 말고 엄마 아빠 말 잘 듣고.
응? 형.
응.
거지 마.
자, 내가 선물을 준비했어. 뭘까? 눈 좀 감아볼래? 자, 만져봐. 만두야, 이게 뽀랑.
너무 귀엽잖아.
그치? 베이비, 자기 센스쟁이. 아, 좋아. 나는 베이비가 좋아.
자기가 이렇게 같이 있으니까 너무 좋다. 그지? 자기는 어때?
나도 재결합해서 너무 기분 좋아.
그래.
우리의 진정한 사랑을 다시 한번 느낄 수 있어서.
우리 잘해보자.
사랑해 뱀뱀.
It's the slapping and hitting for me.
더 해줘.
더 해달라며. 계속 해줄게. 아따 잘생겼네.
누구야?
요즘 내가 덕질하는 아이돌이야. 정말 잘생겼어. 필릭스라고.
아, 잘생겼네.
잘생겼네.
아, 그래도 난 누구밖에 없어.
난 얘밖에 없어. 잘생겼네.
꺼! 아, 미안. 내가 너무 세겠나? 아이고, 미안하다. 아 날씨 좋다. 아니네 좋지 않네. 오케이. 찬아 잘 지냈니?
Did that closed captioning just say, on a sunny day that's weirdly cloudy or something like? What the heck did that just say? One summer day that was strangely cloudy.
아니네 좋지 않네. 오케이. 찬아 잘 지냈니?
찬아.
보이.
찬아. 그 나이 먹고도 정신 못 차리면 어떡하니?
Isn't technically a SKZ code.
내가 언니인가?
If we were to count it as one, it'd be their second most viewed.
베이비. 그래. 베이비 잘 지냈어? 아빠 아들은 눈에 안 들어와? This is my son. You're my nephew. 나 너 아들이야. 너? 나
The donut floaty
알아
though.
나도. 찬이 이제 몇 살이니? 5. You're 5?
영어를 잘하네. 아유 조기 교육이 이래서 중요한가 봐요.
뭐야 둘이 이혼했다며?
재결합했어. 그 데키라 이혼 프로그램을 통해서.
그거
응?
재결합했어?
이혼은 역시 데키라.
어우 형부 오늘따라 더욱 예쁘네. 형부 더 예쁘네. 형부가 아니고 형수겠지.
형수잖아. 형부는 뭐야?
재수 씨네. 형수 말한 거야. 재수 씨네. 얘가 생일 더 느리. 아니 큰아 뭐야?
너 지금 큰아빠한테 말버릇이 그게 뭐니?
요즘 고등학생이야 무슨 보여? 아유 어머니 아버지 아유 오랜만에 놀러 오셨는데 야 패션 이야.
젊게 사시네요 어머니. 애플워치도 샀다.
애플워치. 왜 할머니 근데 휴대폰은 갤럭시잖아.
휴대폰도 아이빠로 바꿨다.
멋있으십니다.
그래.
아 역시 아버지도 되게 팔찌도 멋있으시고 브레이슬렛 있고 선글라스 딱 끼고 헤어스타일이 많이 바뀌셨네요.
그래. One grandpa.
피어싱을 몇 개를 하신 거야? 이것도 유행이야. 유행이에요.
우리 아빠가 요새 그 틱톡 그거에 좀 빠지셔가지고.
그봐 그 틱톡 춤 있잖아.
It's a hip grandpa.
같이 놀자. 좋아. 아 얘가 또 오랜만에 논다고 다 연락을 돌렸어. 이쁘게 입고 오라고.
그래서 나도 우리 여보랑 커플티를 하나 맞췄어. 너무 좋다. 우리 여보가 힘이 좀 많이 세졌어.
근데 이모라 해야 되나? 고모야 이모야?
부르고 싶은 대로 불러요.
엄마랑 불러.
Call me whatever you want.
수박은 왜?
뭐
이게 아령이
있어가지고.
요즘 운동하셨나 봐요.
어이 전환들이 그냥.
삼촌은 진짜 까불면 안 되겠다.
다쳐.
작은 아들 뭐해? I'm 5.
5.
밖에 모르니?
오빠 근데 얘 5살인데 키가 왜 이렇게 커? 응? 근데 너가 작은 거라는 건 생각을 안 해봤을까?
우리 집이 유전적으로 작단다.
아빠!
장민아 재롱 한번 떨어봐.
요 비트 주세요. 우리 간만에 이렇게 이쁘게 입었잖아요. 네. 우리 이쁜 옷을 입고 이제 패션쇼 한번 해보면 어떨까?
그래 좋다. 패션쇼를 위해서 허리를.
패션쇼 하는 게 무리하지 마요.
걱정 마라. 요즘 데드리프트 하고 있다.
할머니 근데 전환근이 요즘
정정하시네 그냥. 별거 아니다.
창빈아 요새 학교에서는 그 패션쇼가 유행이니?
요즘 저희는 교복에도 여러 가지 뭐를 하죠? 코스튬이라 해야 되나요?
커스텀.
커스텀.
초성 같다.
커스텀.
공부 안 하고 뭐하니?
아들이 힙합만 본다고 아들이야.
너네 작은 아빠가 힙합 아주 잘하셨어. 작은 아빠가 이래봬도 쿠키 원탑이었어.
몸에 무엇이요? 우리 집안에 콩깍지 부부. 콩깍지 집안. 그냥. 아직도 알콩달콩.
진짜 많이 사랑해.
사랑하는 우리 엄마 아빠. 비전 좀 따라봐.
왜 너는 나를 만나서 왜 나를 아프게 하니 모든 걸 다 주는데 왜 나를 울리니 너를 사랑했던 그 마음 다시 돌려줄 거야.
Back equals cracked.
우리 애기들 한번 해볼까 이제?
귀여워. 형아. 오케이. 야 숨 쉬지 말아봐. 와 올라가봐. 올려봐. 하나. 하나 말 들어야지.
Oh.
난리를 피워라 난리를.
아들.
너네 둘은 진짜 어쩌려고 그러니?
얼른 보여줘. 아들 괜찮아?
똥 밟았네. 똥 밟았어 그냥.
찬이 어린이 용감하죠?
안 아파요.
How old are you, my son?
A boy.
Yes, let's go.
너는 게 제일 좋아.
그러냐?
친구들 모여라.
왜 맨날 언제나 즐거워.
아들 일로 와. 아들 끝났어. 아들 일로 와.
Got that 5-year-old strength.
형이랑 화해하고 있어. 됐어. 자, 그 다음은 환상 커플.
자,
5, 6, 7, 8.
개원했다. 개원했다.
병렬과 낭만.
어디까지 가, 여보?
어디까지 가는데? 많이 가라잖아.
아, 미안, 여보.
여보,
역시 우리는 핏이 잘 안 맞아.
아, 승모. 이제 우리 집안에 어르신들.
They're back together.
아, 그래.
They're separated. Back together. They're
어머니
separated.
윈드밀 하실 수 있잖아요. 윈드밀.
Let's go. Let's go. 오. 오.
오.
아, 할머니. 허리 너무 뒤로 제끼지 마라. 할머니, 할머니.
비 온다.
날씨가 좀 안 좋네, 생각보다 근데.
들어갈까요, 그럼?
아, 아쉬운데.
난 들어가고 싶은데.
동서 말 들어야지.
여보 말 들어야 돼.
동지, 아, 동서. 동서 이제 지금.
Comrade.
야, 요즘 그 낭이 어떻게 되니?
갑자기요?
저희는 이혼했다가 하려다가
재산 때문에.
아, 재산 때문이구나. 정말 현실적이네요.
Because of the money.
중간고사 봤다며. 중간고사.
어머, 중간고사 봤니? 아, 보기만 했니?
봤어. 성대표는 중간고사잖아.
중간에 나갔어요.
중간고사잖아.
지혜비 꼭 매달아가지고. 찬아, 넌 이런 거 보고 배우면 안 돼. 네.
4 years later and they still don't
저
divorce.
이번에 받아쓰기 왔다면서. 받아쓰기.
받아?
쓰기. 받아쓰기. 아유, 우리 아들 재치가 넘쳐.
할머니도 말이다. 요즘 옷에 빠져가지고.
오띠리?
그거 올리고 있다.
오띠리가 뭐예요? 그게 뭐야?
모른다.
오늘의
옷은
티셔츠와
아웃핏 오브 투데이.
그래.
어머니 그런 것도 모르고 그 사용하시면 어떡해요?
조용해라. 그래.
아버지는 요즘 뭐하고 지내세요? 나 요새 뭐 틱톡 보고 있지. 아니, 할머니 좀 젊어지신 것
It's a
같아.
hip grandpa right there. Oh.
우리 며느라가는 어떻게 지내니?
아, 어머니 전 요새 머리를 자르기를 좋아해요. 틈만 나면 머리를 자른답니다.
머리카락이요, 머리.
머리카락이요.
머리카락.
우리 여보 머리도 좀 잘라줘. 너무 많이 자랐어.
근데 가발이라는 소문이 있던데.
아, 우리 여보 탈모였어?
여보, 그런 거 얘기하지 마.
Sounds like a guillotine right there. I love cutting heads.
어머니.
Cut heads all the time.
아주 우리 남편이랑 닮았어.
아, 이것도 아직도 갖고 있네.
폰즈도 재롱 한번 볼까?
여러분들 다 같이 뛰어놀아요.
사장이가 보여줘요.
할머니 파티야. 아버지.
Remember, he is 5, so curb your expectations. Very addicted.
오케이. 야, 조용히 해봐, 안 들려. 뭐하냐? 형 다 이유가 있었네. 야. 가잖아. 야, 노래 꺼. 오케이. 할머니 무리하지 마라.
Threw my back out.
Want to go to sleep.
오늘 밤 나는 물결. 고요한 어둠 속에서 어둠.
Impromptu dance break.
하고 있을 때 넌 다시 눈을 켜. 내게 만나. 아우, 잘하네. 아, 승민이가 수박 좀 한번 먹어볼까?
형 그거 내가 갖고 왔는데 오늘 창빈이 교육 좀 시켜야 될 것 같아서 창빈이가 직접 그 수박 자르기.
그래, 창빈아. 아유, 우리 아들. 우리 착한 내 아들. 아주 바른 내 아들. 바른 생활 100점 맞은 우리 아들. 내가
와우.
후회하지 마라. 아, 누가 자르라고 했으면 가져오라고. 가져와. 야. 막내 가져와. 너 동생한테 시키고 그러니? 동생한테 시키면 아빠한테 시킬 수 없잖아. 말하는
아유 아나니.
아유 아들. 우리 아들. 엄마 나 좀 도와줘. 이거 누가 잘라?
우리 여보가 요새 뻘컵을 좀 해가지고 힘이
아.
안 좋아.
아유 언니.
My wife is bulking up at the moment.
근데 나 이거 대장류 같은데? 왜? 아 너 스트레이키즈 컨텐츠 봤구나? 스트레이키즈 컨텐츠에서 먹는 게 있긴 했어. 엄마 자르다가 아니야! 아니야? 작은 엄마. 아 이거 작은 엄마.
Doesn't even know his own strength.
무슨 일이고? 뽀겠어. 아니 이게 물리학적으로 가능한 일이에요?
이렇게 되네.
와 색깔이 뭐야?
빨갛다.
와 색깔이 진짜 빨갛다. 와 껍질 얇은 거 봐. 우와 껍질 진짜 얇은 거 봐.
여보 왼손잡이였어?
It's good looking watermelon.
미안.
작은 아빠 좀 힘들게 산다.
Kind of big watermelon.
와 자기 잘 자르네.
자기.
I had a watermelon margarita
들었어? 우리 바람 펴?
a couple days ago.
아, 뭔 소리야?
Tasted
그냥
awful.
갖다 바람 쐬러
Sometimes
가다가
they nail the watermelon taste, sometimes they don't.
사랑이 죄는 아니잖아.
Which is weird because I had a watermelon margarita like a couple weeks prior and it was delicious.
너 뭐 떳떳하다 이거야? 너도 엄마 저번 주에 우리 아내랑 손잡고 어디 갔어?
태호 같은 놈.
드세요.
Still going about the watermelon.
잠깐만 왜 이렇게 커요?
잘게 다져드려요?
아 잠깐만. 아 우리 그냥 먹으면 재미없으니까. 아이 할아버지 집중 좀 해봐요. 게임 설명해 주신대. 아이가 우리 그냥 먹으면 재미없으니까 게임 해자 게임.
무슨 게임?
무슨 게임? 그 수박 게임이라고 요즘 되게 핫한 건데.
아 그거 알지?
인싸 게임.
씨를 많이 뱉어서 얼굴에 많이 붙이면 이기는 거예요. 빨리 붙이고 그다음에 후딱 먹으면 게임 끝나요.
나머지 커플끼리는 무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다. 이거를 계속 불러.
Will be uploaded tonight.
예.
Hopefully. Some of the issue there is the fact that it just takes so long to process. That can take anywhere, an hour or two, maybe 3. So it'll depend. Hopefully it will. I will attempt it.
무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다. 아유 찬이 하나 떨어뜨렸고. 오케이 자 무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다.
오 아버님.
오 아버님. 야 올려놓으면 어떻게 다시 먹어?
It's that regular watermelon. I always try to. I guess I enjoy the seedless watermelon a little bit better, but I know that's not how it's supposed to be.
무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다.
오 찬이
오 찬이. 오
엄마 다 먹어가요.
오 어머니 식사 맛있게 하시나 봐요. 무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다. 아니 목에 점이 생겼네.
할머니 그냥 빨리 먹어야 이길 것 같아.
오케이 무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다. 오케이.
할머니 다 먹었다.
끝. 오케이.
I gotta say, this might be one of the most disgusting ideas for a game I think I've ever seen. It's pretty bad. It's nowhere near like, Johnny Knoxville, Bam Margera stuff, but it's pretty bad.
이렇게 해서 우리 어머님 아버님 팀이 이기는 걸로. 무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다. 무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다. 오, 잘한다. 우와, 3개 생겼네. 잠깐만, 3개네.
그대로 있어 내가 빨리 먹을게요.
무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다. 오, 엄마 3개. 엄마 3개. 오, 엄마 3개. 역시 전 세계. 무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다. 오, 작은 엄마.
This is very disturbing to watch.
잠깐만 한 번에 다 물어놓고서 저렇게 하는 거야. 6개네, 6개. 무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다. 잘한다. 진짜 느리게 먹는다. 일부러 느리게 하는 거 같아. 무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다. 더러운데 신기하다.
No, it's just gross. It's not cool. It's just gross.
가만히 없어. 뭐 이거 누구 이거? 지금 쓰니까 경기 종료. 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟. 잠깐만 8개야? 나 7개. 와, 이 간발의 차이. 잠깐만 이겼네. 이겼어. 창빈이가 좋아하는 랜덤 게임 무슨 게임? 게임스타. 요즘 핫한 인싸 게임은 좀비 게임이야. 오. 이거 그 1박 2일 나온 거 아니에요? 서로 물어뜯어가지고 죽을 때까지 하는 거. 형 제한 시간 있어? 제한 시간 3분. 오케이. 형 그 10가지만 세면 되는 거야? 10가지만 세면 돼. 스치면 탈락이야? 스치면 탈락이야. 자 그럼 준비 시작! 10 9 8 잠깐만 6 5 4 3 2 1
So blindfolded hide and seek. Interesting. I gotta say, this is actually way more interesting than actual hide and seek. A little dangerous. You could trip on something or, you know, injure yourself, but it seems pretty awesome.
할머니 나 잡지 마. 끝이야? 준비 시작. 엄마 아빠 화이팅. 10 2 3 4 8 9 10 찾는다 이렇게. 그냥 알아서 와 이렇게. 와 잡았다. 한 번 잡았고. 벌써? 바로 잡히냐? 에이. I'm gonna swing from the chandelier, from the chandelier. 엄마 아빠 무서워. 잡았다. 나야. 너야? 나야 자기. 잡았다.
That's one way to handle like a stub toe. Just start singing.
여기 한 명 있구나. 여기 한 명 있구나. 누구니? 누구야? 자기야. 진짜 자기. 야, 그래도 많이 잡았네. 야, 2명 잡았다. 잘 잡았네, 2명이나. 얘야. 잠피야. 다음 사람 니는 작은 엄마예요. 이거 좀 놓고 시작할까? 오케이, 지금부터 시작할게. 10초 센다. 10. 알았어 해. 무서워. 여기 안 들려. 10. 야, 승민아 어딨니? 여기 있어. 그래? 생각보다 쫄보다. 간다. 뭐야? 너 뭐해?
Not a lot of hiding spots.
So sad. 형, 때리면 안 돼.
Oh, jeez.
형, 손 다친다. 때리면 안 돼.
This has just gotten like really dangerous. Oh.
찬이 형 나가. Hi kid. 왜 이렇게 잘해? 머리까지 기니까 무슨 약간 헤라클레스 같아.
Hercules. Speaking of Hercules and Xena.
우리 꼴찌 각인데? 승현 잘한다. 자기야 고생했어. 기대라 손주놈들아. 시작할게요. 네. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 2, 1, 0, 땡. 내 순돌마.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's amazing to have this many friends to be able to work with on a daily basis. Like clearly they all enjoy each other.
I'm your father.
It's one of those things where you can't help but feel a little jealous. Because most of the time your coworkers are not your friends. Or maybe if they are, as soon as you leave that job, it's almost always over. It's very situational.
머리와 심장이 텅빈.
야 누구야 이 자식? 누구야? 화면 잡혔어?
예. 안 걸렸어. 예.
꼴등이 두 팀이 나왔어요. 그러니까 이제 꼴등 가려야 될 것 같아요. 제가 게임을 준비해 왔어요.
What the heck is that?
아빠가 미안하다.
여보 우리 이혼해. 이혼해입니다. 언니.
네.
언니.
안돼 내 재산.
언니 돌아와.
먼저 해.
그래 먼저 해. 저부터 할까요?
먼저 해.
Obviously, it's some sort of pirate game.
했어.
잘했다.
Oh,
형아, 우리 이겼어.
oh my boy.
어머니 소감 어때요, 할머니?
즐거웠다.
용복이 할아버지는 어때요?
야, 재밌네.
졌는데 재밌어?
응, 재밌어.
오, 할아버지 대박. 재밌어.
파라범 스웩.
오늘 너무 재밌었어요.
그래.
아들이 재밌었다면 뭐.
그래. 재밌었으면 뭐.
네, 재밌었는데 앞으로 다시 모이지 않았으면
다시
좋겠어요.
어쩌면 마지막이 될 수도 있는 이 가족 모임이기 때문에 우리 마지막으로.
마지막 가족
그러면 마지막 가족 사진을 한번 찍어볼까?
할아버지 좋은 생각이야.
좋아요.
마지막으로 할까?
준비됐나?
그래, 찍게. 많이 올려, 많이 올려.
빨리 찍어.
하나, 둘, 셋. 하나, 둘, 셋.
Very interesting, very entertaining, very funny. Good grief. Obviously, they have a lot of fun together. It's fun to watch. I just, it's one of those things where I don't typically see a lot of groups that have this amount of, certainly in the West, I guess, you don't typically see a lot of groups have this much chemistry and content involved. Like, content is just kind of somebody else filming you doing something you're already going to do. So a lot of the content you see from a lot of musical acts is, behind the scenes footage of them getting ready to go up to a concert, whatever, or take the stage. It's just somebody following with a camera. Maybe they say something to the camera. Maybe they don't, and they don't even acknowledge it exists. But this is obviously very different. And I gotta say, this is what you would expect in the current era. There's YouTube and Instagram and all that stuff. Content is around us. It's everywhere. Every second of every day could be content. And it's kind of weird that some artists, some actors, whatever, haven't totally utilized it. It's just kind of a weird thing. Like, you would think, PR teams and image consultants, I guess, I don't know what the heck they're called, would be pushing this a little bit more from, people that we all recognize. It's just very interesting. Lack of commitment. Yeah, for sure. Seeing them at fashion shows and effortlessly cool than this makes them feel more like regular guys. Yeah, it humanizes them for sure. Like, you can see kind of the inside jokes that they have with each other, the teasing. It's normal. Like, they're open to making themselves look ridiculous. They're very comfortable in themselves, clearly. It's just a totally different vibe than compared to, I'm not going to name somebody, but like, think of somebody that, is very popular with their songs, but you never really know much about them. They just seem like this figure that you've never seen any sort of like humanistic traits from. Like, they're just some like figurehead that just pumps out music every once in a while, and maybe you see him at a concert, but that's it. It's very polished. They don't talk about anything. You never see them anywhere. Maybe you get a paparazzi photo of them going to a grocery store or something, and that's it. Like, it's very interesting to see this much of an artist and a group. And having to actually put yourself out there, open yourself to the public, not everyone is that comfortable and confident to do that. That's true. It's a lot of work and time goes into it. That is accurate for sure. It is a commitment. It is an absolute commitment. And maybe, you know, I guess the case against it is you don't have to do it. As long as your music is good and people enjoy it, you can just completely close yourself off. Don't do any interviews, or if you do an interview, you're plugging a new project or a tour. It's very money-based and self-interest, you know. But this is very different. I like this. It's very humbling. It's very, you know, it makes them seem like regular people. I think Jace is right in that. This is why K-pop fandoms are so dedicated and strong due to the close relationship. Yeah, what is that called? Parasocial relationship? Fans create with their idols, seeing so much of their personalities and lives. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the fact that you can see a K-pop idol in kind of their natural habitat in a way. You know, sometimes it shows them when they're about to go. They'll go live when they're about to go to bed, and they have like, they're not made up. They don't look like how they do when they're hitting the stage. It's very interesting. Like, it's unbelievable exposure and transparency that you just don't see a lot of. It's very interesting. And that obviously explains why the fandoms are what they are. Link down below in the YouTube video description for the original video. Go throw it some much deserved love. That video has 14 million views from 3 years ago. Let's go ahead and bring up some more information on Stray Kids. 8 underrated Stray Kids songs you need on your Valentine's playlist. Mostly known for their powerful, unapologetic songs, overflowing with confidence, even their darker, angsty songs. There are many sides of Stray Kids music, including love songs. Well, this is perfect timing for this. We could talk for ages about what a banger Case 143 is, or how songs like Want So Bad changed our lives. Let's see. Airplane. Truth be told, Stray Kids didn't have a single love song in their discography until late 2019, when they released their iconic OST Neverending Story. The rest is history.
読めない僕に tell me now Yeah 今聞いてること伝えためなら君の顔色ばかりを見る僕を見たいなら Yeah すぐ元には戻せないの now
The reaction to it's funny.
Yeah 今日くらいはそのままでいて明日には笑顔でまた笑い合いたいらない君以外今は全て飾るし Let's have a special time 好きな服全部買いに行こう何を思っているのいつにもない顔で初めて見その目でも僕は
I like the POV aspect of it. It's actually really cool. That's awesome. I like that. Especially on Felix's part. You'll see it. Can't Stop, 2022. Following the more mellow, slow-paced ballad, My Universe, this new subunit song was a whole other take. Can't Stop is an upbeat and playful song full of energy and love. Instant serotonin booster, and everyone deserves this kind of energy in their life. I'll say this. I do miss a lot of upbeat, positive music. It seems like it's kind of missing from a lot of different genres and artists. I don't know, something around like 2012, 2011, somewhere around there. It just seemed like music got really soft and slow and kind of sad. I don't know. Like it used to be just made for like clubs. Like for a while there, music was like club music, and it was just super intense, high energy, upbeat, and then it just kind of moved away from that, which I guess is good. It's good to have variety, but dang it, I miss the upbeat music. It just felt good to listen to. Remember when we said Your Eyes was unique at the time of its release? That's because it was a sibling now, and that's There. Pre-release Japanese track, first-person POV music video to accompany it. It's just as addictive with perfect and satisfying pop ballad melodies. This has a warmth in the middle of the fall and winter. Main character energy right there.
I'm thinking about you, girl. Kimiga inai kono basho de, kimi to ita kono basho de. Baby, I still think of you all the time. I feel it now, oh girl. Omoida subete no koto, nemureso ni nai yo. Koto, nemureso ni nai yo. I know that it'll never stop. Oh, I'm still right there.
Something about that is very reminiscent to like early 2000s boy band. It's like that sad, sensitive song that just goes crazy. People love it, which I love it too. Very sweet. Butterflies 2023. You can see a pattern with Stray Kids' Japanese releases because they always give us the best love songs. Butterflies is one of them. If you love hoodie season as much as we do, Butterflies will be right in your alley. I was not expecting that. Yeah, that is definitely catchy. That's the kind of music I'm talking about. Wow, that is amazing. I love that. Black Hole 2023 is a surprise for the holidays in 2023. Bang Chan and IN released their first duet together. Compelling and magnetic. Great duo. Oh, acoustic guitar. I like that. I like that. After waiting and hoping for a collab between Stray Kids and Epic High's Tableau, finally happened. What a song they gave us. It's called You. Stray Kids at their best. Soft EDM beat. Yeah, that is addictive. Oh, that switched up like crazy. That's good. That is very good. Dang. Those are all amazing. Stray Kids IN donates over 100 million won on birthday. Shares love from fans. I think we read recently, or not recently, I think we've read before about the generosity and the birthday gifts and stuff like that. That's pretty amazing. Honestly, it's a great way to celebrate a birthday. Funds will be used to cover medical expenses for pediatric cancer patients from underprivileged families receiving treatment at the hospital. I mean, that's a great cause, obviously. Something that we have in the U.S. here is St. Jude, which is a cancer facility for kids. And they never receive a medical bill, which is super cool. When you think their production doesn't get better, here comes their new album with even better production. It's pretty amazing. That is pretty cool. The fact that they can keep getting better and better and better is something a lot of artists struggle with. I'm sure we can all think of an artist where, you know, maybe an album's great, and then the next one's not so great, and then they finally figure it out, and the next one's not so great. Amazing how, you know, if you're looking objectively at a lot of artists, sometimes the albums don't quite hit as consistently as you would hope. And it's difficult, you know, it's difficult to make hits all the time, or, you know, gotta have good production crew, gotta have good writers if you're not writing it. Just have to catch what's going to be hot, which is difficult to predict, honestly. Stray Kids' God's Menu becomes the group's first music video to surpass 500 million views on YouTube. God's Menu surpasses 500 billion views on YouTube, making a major milestone. Just days earlier, Thunderous also hit 400 million. February 9th, approximately 9 p.m., crossed the 500 million mark on YouTube. Video was originally released in 2020, reached the milestone in 4 years, 7 months, 23 days. Makes it the first ever Stray Kids music video to achieve 500 million views. That's awesome. That's really cool. Good grief. If I ever had a video reach 500 million views, I don't know what I would do. That's actually terrifying, frankly. That's kind of terrifying. We have Great Ormond Street Hospital, entirely for sick kids and their families. Peter Pan copyright was left for them by the author. Wow. That's awesome. That was their breakout song, The Queen. That's awesome. That's really cool. Same day it hit 1 million units sold in the US. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that would do it. That'll do it. That's great that they have the hospital for the sick kids. Stuff like that really gives me hope in the world. Following the achievement, fans took to social media to celebrate, flooding platforms with congratulatory messages, of course. That's not the only accomplishment Stray Kids have celebrated this month. Just a few days earlier, their music video for Thunderous surpassed 400 million views in just over 3 years, so even faster. Both have played a major role in the Stray Kids' rise to global stardom. Unique musical style, self-produced tracks, I mean, that's huge. Electrifying stage presence has earned them a dedicated international fan base. It's difficult to find artists that self-produce and actually write their own music. With these impressive milestones under their belt, continues to prove that their music resonates with audiences across the globe. That is very impressive. Very impressive. SKZ is family. Fans react as Stray Kids' Bang Chan describes the group dynamic as more like love than friendship. Oh, that'll get them going. That'll get them going. In an interview with Harper's Bazaar, Korea's February 2025 issue, so literally just came out, Stray Kids leader Bang Chan delved into the bond he shares with his fellow members, likening their relationship to a familial love that transcends mere friendship. He said, "Our relationship is more like love than friendship. Teamwork requires an effort to align. For us, it's just genuine sincerity. That's why even mistakes happen. We can understand each other and feel motivated to grow together." I think that's the most important thing. Sometimes I find myself wondering, how can it be possible for us to be this way? Well, I mean, it's just lightning in a bottle, frankly, to find people that enjoy spending that much time together, enjoy each other's presence, get along emotionally even. Like, that is difficult. And the fact that they're able to find that many people that get along so well, like, that is lightning in a bottle. One of those things that you just can't really explain, so you just kind of go with it. Bang Chan, who was recently appointed as Fendi's newest brand ambassador, expressed his honor in joining the Fendi family during its centennial celebration. In Harper's Bazaar, Korea's latest interview emphasized the unique dynamics within Stray Kids, stating that their connection goes beyond typical friendships. He described their bond as deep-seated love, akin to that of a family, highlighting the unwavering support and understanding they offer each other. I mean, that's huge. That's freaking huge. To be going through this much growth, this much work, it's a commitment. As was said earlier, it is a commitment to go through all this content, do the shows, do the concerts, produce as much music as they do, which is a lot. It's a heck of a commitment. And to have that many people around you that are pulling for you and pushing you and hoping the best for you, it's huge. One fan wrote, "My heart, SKZ is family, 8 is fate." It's so precious to see an actual example of soulmateism happening, like the planets and stars all really aligned for them to end up together. They love each other dearly. It makes my heart warm, like how beautiful, one fan wrote. Even if I wasn't a stay, I'd still feel like Stray Kids' bond is more than just friendship or work. True. That is true. They're one of the few groups that click so naturally without forcing it. Yeah, as someone who is not a stay, I can agree with that. I co-sign that. That is impressive, and it's definitely stuck out to me. Like, wow, you got 8 people together that not only are pushing and pulling for each other, they're willing to put in that much freaking work to make this thing go. Like, that is huge, huge. And they just so naturally are funny with each other and have like inside jokes and understand each other. Like, that's crazy. I'm so convinced that these kids were born to be together. Quite literally each other's soulmates. Fans also know the group's genuine camaraderie. The healthiest band friendship out there. I love you for life, my 8. Yeah, I mean, that's very impressive. Very, very impressive. Such compatible people, yeah. Can't imagine how happy he must be that the 7 members he chose 7 years ago were such a great choice. Yeah, oh my gosh. Talk about getting lucky. Because, you know, all it takes is one bad apple and that could spoil the whole bunch, which is wild. Clearly not, though. That is, clearly they're all in it together, which is really admirable. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Let's hop into the last video of the stream and get you out of here so you can enjoy the rest of your week. This is Victor and Marty, Always Hate Me. So this is that video I was talking about prior that deals with some pretty heavy topics. Just a heads up on that. We raise them basically. We can't imagine doing that at 2021. Me neither, honestly. At 2021, I was very me, you know? Me. So that's very interesting. He actually chose 8 and 1 left. It was a very tough time for them, but they managed to make it through. So there you go. I mean, nobody's perfect. Somebody had to leave. It happens, right? But I'm sure that was pretty tough to get over. But they turned out quite well, and they're still killing it, so... All right, this is that video that I talked about that is a bit heavy on the topics. So we're going to go through that gingerly and not say anything too crazy or, that YouTube or Twitch won't like. So this is from One Life to Live from the show. It's a soap opera here in the US, or was. I have no idea if it's still going on. I don't think it is. But... it's going to be interesting. Deals a little bit with grape, is what we're going to say, on these platforms. Let's go ahead and jump in and see what we got. I have no idea. As always, I don't pre-watch these, so. Wiki said it ended in 2013. Okay. Good to know. Not all of them last, of course. All right, I think we're going full screen on this. I don't think we're going to need closed captioning. All right, let's jump into it. Nervous. Very nervous.
Don't you see it's a weird twist of fate that has brought you and I together?
Oh God, it hurt the moment that I saw you with someone else, the one that you belong to.
I'm sorry, Marty.
I drown in my
Forgive me. I thought about you every day of my life since we were in college. And I have hated myself every day of my life since then.
I never learned to use my shallow.
I'm sorry.
I never meant to hurt you.
And no, you don't have to adjust your settings. Like this is that time and period where TV just looked awful.
Something I do.
You don't get to be happy. Not when I'm miserable.
Excuse me. I slept with him. And she will always hate me. No matter what
I really did love you.
And there is no mistaking the love is gone. And she will always hate me.
We can. Nothing is impossible.
You think we could be together? You think I could ever be with you?
Ouch.
I guess I'm holding on to the good we had, but I know that it's wrong too. 'Cause in the end, she's
I don't care what you do.
And now she knows she doesn't want to know me. I'm not supposed to be the one who's lonely.
He says you wish you were dead.
That she could have a cold.
So go ahead.
I never meant to hurt you.
You trust me, don't you?
I do. More than I should.
And she will always hate me, no matter what I say. And there is no mistaking the love is gone.
You made me fall in love with you, you son of a bitch.
She will always hate
Don't you touch her. Don't touch her. Don't you ever touch her again, or I swear I will slap an assault charge on you.
Dang.
Because it seems to me that you've bbeen free of me for some time now.
Physically, maybe, but mentally, it's a different story.
I thought if I could get this person who hates me the most in the world, who I'd hurt the most in the world, if I could get this person to care about me at all, or even love me.
no matter what I say. And there is no mistaking the love is gone.
You want to know what's torturing me right now? My own damn stupidity.
Been there.
A narcissist is someone who has no concept of the feelings of others.
Sorry, Marty. I'm sorry yesterday. I'm sorry today.
Ooh.
I'll be sorry tomorrow. And I'll kick myself and I'll hate myself for the rest of my life.
Oh, wow. That was a lot to that was a lot to consume. Clearly toxic relationship there. Lots of beaten up, bloodied, seems like he was trying to weasel his way back into her life, and she was just like, ugh, It's been a while physically, but not mentally. So meaning she still thinks of him, but probably not in a good way, what I can tell. Go ahead and throw that a like. Link down below in the YouTube video description for the original video. Go throw it some much-deserved love. That was an interesting compilation. Don't know how to quite put that together, but we'll do our best right now. Oh boy. So we're going to talk about some interesting things. All right. Victor Lord Jr., formerly Thomas Todd Manning, fictional character from the soap opera One Life to Live. In August of 2003, it was revealed that Walker was actually Todd Manning with a new face. In August of 2011, however, it was revealed that this character was actually Todd's identical twin brother. A bit of a double fake there. In 2 episodes in 2011 during flashbacks of before Victor's plastic surgery, Victor has never appeared in General Hospital, but it's been mentioned, plays a major role in the storylines of other One Life to Live characters who have crossed over to General Hospital. Oh boy. Here we go. In June of 2008, this is with Marty, by the way, that we saw in the video, Todd found Cole's mother, Marty Saybrook, who was presumed dead. Todd had been convicted of graping Marty in college. Marty had amnesia and couldn't walk, so Todd... the fact that his name is Todd is just throwing me off. I don't like it. So Todd took her back to his house and hired a nurse to help him take care of her. He led her to believe they were old college friends and failed to mention that he had graped her or that she had a son. I know, right? He also told her that it wasn't safe for her to leave his house, so he was doing, what is that called? Oh shoot, Stockholm syndrome, Munchausen's, where you like get somebody to believe that they're sick or they're in trouble or whatever, so they don't. They're basically locked in a prison that you put them in. He also told her it wasn't safe to leave her house because people were after her. Todd's pregnant niece, Jessica, who has DID, multiple personalities, was actually her. Wait, and was actually her alter Tess at the time. Found out that Todd was hiding Marty. He promised not to let anyone know if he didn't tell anyone that Tess was back. Later, Cole told Todd that Star was pregnant because Star planned to allow Michael and Marcy to adopt the baby, and Cole was against it. Cole told Todd, hoping he'd stop her from giving the baby up. Todd hatched a plan to kidnap the baby at birth, let Star believe the baby was dead, and then run away with Marty and raise him and her together. He told Marty, however, that Star agreed to give him her baby. Todd and Marty got closer as he nursed her back to health and helped her learn to walk again. He told the nurse that he was falling in love with her and coerced her to help him steal Star's baby. Oh my gosh. I think I've read this before, and it's crazy because this is a soap opera or soap drama, if you will. And the storylines are just wild, and they just go in all directions. Marty told Todd she loved him, and they made love. Oh, that's so weird. That's so weird. Oh my, literally right up here. Convicted of graping Marty in college, and then somehow coerced her into loving him. That's so wild. Todd then changed his mind about stealing the baby and went to the hospital to call it off. Good grief. Todd went home, found that John broken into his house to rescue Marty. Marty was weary of John, as Todd told her that he was dangerous. John told her the truth about Todd graping her in college. Marty didn't believe him, but Todd admitted it. John then severely beat Todd. Todd was taken to the that's why he was so beaten up in a couple of those clips. That makes sense. Taken to the hospital under arrest, where he learned that Star's baby had died. Good grief. Keeps getting worse. The arraignment, Todd was charged with a laundry list of crimes against Marty, including grape. Since Marty then knew that Todd had graped her in college, she considered their sexual encounter at his house to be grape as well. Because he was taking advantage of her amnesia, not giving her information, make a educated enough decision and consent. Good grief. Anyway, look into Marty here. Gaslighting covers it too. Yeah, exactly. Marty, fictional character. He was the quarterback. One night stand with him. Ladies' man Todd learns he has met his match. She rejects him the next day. He pursues her. Marty doesn't give in. Over time, a bitter resentment and rivalry develops between the two, particularly after Marty agrees to be Todd's tutor. Fails a crucial course due to the lack of studying and irrationally blames Marty. While still stung by her romantic rejection of him, his anger reached a boiling point, which he began plotting revenge. Oh my gosh. When Marty becomes drunk at the spring fling party on campus, she's gang raped. Wait a minute. Oh, totally left that part out of the other one. By Todd and his two fraternity brothers. Good grief. Marty eventually reports it. Todd is arrested along with the other two. And a distant cousin, whom Marty mistakenly believes also did it. Placed on trial, the four men are represented. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Or intentionally causes a mistrial. Fierce Todd declares revenge on Marty. Corners Marty and Luna Moody in an alley and threatens to do it again to both of them. Good grief. Luna fights back and scars Todd's face. Powell witnesses the incident and tells the police. Marty manages to trick Todd into confessing it, which she tape records. He's sent to jail, determined to get revenge. Wow. Ooh, that, could you imagine? Poor woman. Yeah, exactly. The show could be called Trauma and PTSD. Yeah, absolutely. Good. That got worse. That somehow got worse as I was reading more into it. Storylines from the ABC daytime. This is daytime drama, by the way, consisting of these shows in the US are from like mid-morning to, I think it's like late afternoon. That's when these are on. Like, this is not a nighttime show. That's the crazy part. Consisting of Grape, Revenge, Redemption, and Love. Well, forced love, I guess. Rated by writers Michael and Ron. The stories depict characters Todd, originally Roger Howarth, later Trevor St. John, and Marty struggling to overcome his actions of grape and destruction. On August 17th, the series revealed St. John's character as Todd's identical twin brother, Victor Lord Jr., conditioned to believe he was Todd and thereby assumed Todd's identity, which negated Todd's second grape of Marty. The original grape occurs in 93, and Todd grape. Good grief. Saying it so much, it's ridiculous. When Todd grapes Marty as part of a revenge scheme, in 2008, he's considered to have graped her again after the two engage while she's amnesiac. Storylines resulted in significant controversy. You think? Oh my gosh. This is a daytime drama, a soap opera. Like, this is some heavy stuff. And were subsequently heavily debated among viewers, cited in mainstream press, and studied within various academic works. The 93 Gang Grape was created by Malone and is considered one of soap opera's classic, most remembered and impactful storylines. And Carlavati's 2008 Re-Grape story is credited with having been worth the tense moments despite being the riskiest storyline in recent memory. I mean, is it worth it? I mean, yeah, probably. Who came up with this, right? Well, apparently Ron and Michael. Is it worth it? Probably not. It seems a bit over the top. Of course, these things happen in life. But I don't know. It just seems a bit much, honestly. Seconds after I ask him, Wiki answer right. Aye. Oh, the storyline was inspired by recent news stories about an increase in gang rapes on college campuses across the country. One of the most daring plot ever attempted on soaps. To ensure accuracy, social workers were hired to review the scripts. Okay, so it was based on news stories. That kind of gives it a little bit of leeway. If you're not making fun of it or making light of it, and you're actually trying to seriously showcase what this is and, you know, what's going on, maybe you can make a justification for it. Feels gratuitous. It does. It does a bit. It's an SVU plot, not a daytime soap opera, surely. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, on SVU, you know, Law and Order Special Victims Unit, if you're unfamiliar, this makes sense. This makes a lot of sense. It's meant to be heavy. It's meant to be terrible, but they eventually get caught, and it's a good thing. I don't know. This is way heavy for a daytime soap opera. Head writer Malone scripted Todd as a serial grapist, and the character was intended to be short-lived. This changed when Howarth's portrayal of the character inspired notable fan reaction. Oh no. And prompted the creators to layer Todd's personality and showcase him regularly within the series. Malone decided to write a redemption storyline arc and have him continually seek forgiveness from Marty. So they were trying to make a point about recent news stories and the increasing nature of it. And because it sparked so much reaction and interest and stuff, they just kept going with it. That's kind of gross. That's kind of gross. That is so gross. Redemption arc. There is no redemption. There is no redemption. That's a ridiculous arc. Good God. So basically, they tried to use the fan reaction and just keep him around. That's crazy. Always gross when fans want a gross character redeemed. Yeah, that's oof. That's crazy. Storyline takes place at the Kappa Alpha Delta fraternity. Marty is an 18-year-old party girl, while Todd's a 20-year-old jock. She is his tutor, but he does not pass one of his exams. Because of this, he was kicked off the football team and won't graduate. His abusive father will be outraged. Yeah. Obviously, we don't need to read more of this. Yeah, I'm not going to read that. It's a little heavy for stream, I think. Actually, this whole thing is heavy, but that's a little too heavy, reading it. Reading the actual details of it. Howarth considered Todd's rationale for raping Marty as a complex matter. Quote, Todd was in love with Marty. Though Todd and Marty initially have a one-night stand, she rejects him later. This begins to upset Todd and eventually starts to fester. And then the failed exam, what? Just snapped him? Wild. That is unbelievable. Look, I get the storyline if it's about, recent news and increase and show people what's going on. This is an entertainment show. And the fact that they initially thought, oh, it'll be just quick character, it'll show this grossness, and then be gone. But the fact they kept him around is so wrong. That was literally that was for the sake of ratings and money. That's all that was. Plenty of people fail exams and manage not to grape. Yeah, exactly. They literally kept him around for popularity. Oh, that got views. Oh, people were talking about it. Oh, let's keep it around and, maybe people will keep talking about him. It's just, As his popularity grew, his solution, his popularity became an immensely popular character. Was he popular or was the storyline popular because it was outrageous? As his popularity grew and as a solution not to have to kill off what had become a perceived monster, Malone and executive producer Susan Horgan chose a controversial option, the decision to complicate him by ensuring that he was not a one-dimensional rapist. What? Malone and Horgan started Todd's transition into a more well-rounded character with their second transition. Oh, good God. That's crazy. They had Powell attempt to end themselves and soon confess to graping Marty. Publicly forgiven by Marty herself, which enrages Todd when he and fellow grapist receive 8-year sentences. God. This is crazy. He often seems superhuman. Within the story, he wants to revenge on the person he feels is most responsible for his prison time. He eventually tries to grape Marty again, but fails. Though his redemption was controversial, it was also largely accepted. In his book, Behold the Man, Edisol Dotson suggests acceptance of Todd's redemption as significantly being due to the character's physical attractiveness. Oh, God, I want to vomit. Oh, God. That literally just said, no, he can stick around and get his redemption arc because he's hot. Oh, God. Viewers found it in their hearts to forgive his acts of grape and murder. Why? Fans of One Life to Live consider him attractive and sexy. This is why you have death row inmates getting married and getting love letters. There are some crazy people out there. Crazy. That is such an insane sentence, and it is probably accurate, unfortunately. Were Todd an ugly man, he would have never been forgiven, and female fans would not crowd the studio's back door shouting his name. The good-looking grapist theory, largely contributing to the character's success, has been argued by some female fans, however. Hopefully. Serial killer groupies? Yeah. Yep. I just read about somebody that was put to death, capital punishment, in the U.S. here, I think like a couple weeks ago, and he had gotten married like last month. It's like, married? Who is signing up for that? Like, clearly, someone who's not thinking clearly. Gosh. In 95, Howarth left the role for the first time, significantly brought on by Todd's redemption storyline. It said he had no desire to portray or redeem Todd. Well, that's good. In the beginning, the character was successful. Always be proud of this story because it was a result of a real team effort. One of those spectacular times with the writer, producer, director, grips, engineers, and actors were all on the same wavelength. Everyone was working towards a common goal. My task at the time was to show the humanity of someone who was basically inhuman. He wasn't one-dimensional, but he was definitely a serious psychopath. Then executive producer Linda told me with reasonable certainty that One Life to Live would not try to redeem him. So I didn't think the character would change. Then about a year ago, it became clear to me that they were taking the character in a different path. They were redeeming him. In my mind, I'd been hired to play Todd Manning, a very realistic, serious psychopath. But now the powers that be wanted me to play Todd Lord, and the story of Todd Lord is not realistic. It's a fairy tale. I thought it would be best for the show if I were to leave. That's when I tendered my resignation. Interesting. Yeah. It's just, oh God. The fact that somebody actually chose to redeem him is crazy to me. Like, whoever that person is, they should not be in control of storyline telling. Like, that is nuts. Before Todd and Marty's story, soap opera writers often sided with grapists and not the grape victims. Excuse me? This made the Marty grape storyline unique for the decade in which it was told. Malone's story truly resonates and engages the daytime community because the umbrella arc which consisted of 3 acts: crime, justice, and atonement, wasn't mined from a place of desperation or a desire for ratings, was it? Malone penned a character-rich story rooted in telling an honest and emotional study of a woman's right to freedom juxtaposed with a patriarchy destined to destroy it. That's why it worked. You're going to sit there and tell me you did not change your mind? Not because of ratings? I don't believe you. I don't believe you. It literally was meant to be a short character, short story, gone. At least someone had morals about it. Yeah, that's true. Storyline became regarded as the gold standard. What a quote. The gold standard of grape stories. Wow. That's something. His popularity led viewers to demand his stay on the show, and his portrayal of the character is credited with making Todd a legend and icon within the medium. I mean, oh gosh. The viewers demanding it is crazy. Head writer decided to revisit the storyline and create a spin-off story from that. In response to viewer concern about the direction the writers seemed to be taking Todd and Marty's bond, the writer assured Soap Opera Digest that he would have never written this under different circumstances. We're not talking about Marty with all her memories. She would never get close to Todd in any way. This is about a Marty who doesn't remember anything about him. And he starts to feel close to this new person and starts to feel this gratitude for the fact she doesn't remember this horrible thing he did. It's like this new chapter in this new arc. I don't think I would ever attempt to tell this relationship the way we're telling it if she knew who she was. I think that's a much different scenario. If we had Marty just come back to town and we started to build a relationship between the two of them, I can't imagine. Oh, God. The ridiculousness of that quote is unbelievable. Nobody thinks that she would have anything to do with him if she knew who he was. The fact that you want to tell this story of him manipulating her and then doing it again, like, good grief. That writer scares me. The justification, yeah, absolutely. The relationship became based on a psychiatrist-patient dynamic, not something physical. When asked if romance could be a possibility, the writer said, I'd like to watch it unfold a beat at a time, a day at a time, a week at a time, and not have the audience jump to, are they going to kiss? Are they going to fall in love? Are they going to sleep together? The goal is more to take these two characters who have an unbelievable dark history with each other and explore where it would and could go if they didn't have that obstacle, the grape between them. What a quote. Oh my gosh. I get this is entertainment and it's fake. Quote, entertainment and fake. But just even exploring this is crazy to me. I think the thing about the two of them, the characters and the actors, is you feel a chemistry when they're just talking, so I don't necessarily categorize it as romantic. They're definitely forming a relationship, and it continues to grow and build through the fall. Regarding viewers' resistance to a romantic pairing between the two, the writer acknowledged, I understand the initial impulse, but then again, I feel that action is more appropriate. We were telling a story where she had all of her memories. It's not that I don't get or understand the seriousness of putting these two characters together. He is justifying the heck out of this. But I don't think we're in any way damaging Marty's character. The writer stated that this is not the same Marty, and to me, it's fascinating to watch because you're wondering if and when it's all going to come tumbling down. This is like some weird, sick fantasy or something. This is like fan fiction times a billion. Like, this is nuts to me. The mental loops he's going through. Yeah, the justification is wild. On September 5th, 2008, Todd and Marty share a passionate kiss. Oh, gosh. The show went further with intimacy between the two and had them almost engage in some intimacy. Eventually, he backs away from the contact, probably due to his conscience. Oh, yeah, he's got a conscience, didn't you know? Oh, my gosh. Critics and fans questioned whether the current head writer of the show was the same head writer who had successfully given the series good storylines just a year before. TV Guide's Nelson Branco declared the soap opera in a state of emergency due to its insistence on going through with a romance between the two. Literally the perpetrator and the victim. In addition, the romance was speculated to be a ratings ploy. No duh. No duh. That character has never met a conscience. Yeah, exactly. Good grief. Romantically pairing Todd and Marty had been contemplated and proposed by several writers, even though the notion was considered career-ending themselves. Howarth and Haskell's refusal to act out the storyline is what largely kept writers from going through with it. Well, good on the actors. Good on the actors. Haskell, however, decided to return to the series in 2008, seemingly reconsidered the possibility due to the head writer's insistence that this was not the same Marty. It's not. Not the same Marty. Ugh. Horrible either way, but thank goodness Todd and Victor were two different people. Yeah. This is just so gross. I'm glad this show is no longer around. I'm happy this show is no longer around. Or at least that writer. Hopefully they're not working on anything else. TV Guide's writer, who had a problem with it, said, "I'm afraid it's too late. After witnessing Todd play tongue hockey with Marty, I felt betrayed, hurt, and disgusted as a viewer. This storyline no longer resonates nor engages me." An Emmy-winning soap scribe noted recently in one of his blogs, had Marty kissed Todd and not the other way around, oh, what am I talking about? In my eyes, it wouldn't have made an iota of difference. Sadly, that single kiss erased 16 years of story and character motivation, backstory from my soap viewing history. In that depressing yet shocking moment, I realized I had wasted almost 2 decades investing and believing in this epic story. Yes. Wow. This new storyline was criticized as lacking in sense and not having a point. It was argued that he would not initiate or engage in a misdeed, which would not benefit him. Yeah, this is just really weird. They hadn't contacted RAINN before telling the story, but that ABC agreed to air a grape-themed PSA in the near future. Nothing romantic about it. Whoever writes a romance between a grapist and a victim under any circumstances clearly doesn't understand the violence of it and probably shouldn't be writing about it. Yes. Yes. Disgraceful, offensive to every person who's been affected by it. the original writer said, in any romance genre, that effort of shared redemption would ultimately lead to a romantic relationship. Whether that means Marty and Todd would fall in love when they are 98 years old, or as you say, would happen to all their children or grandchildren, that's up to the writer. Ultimately, only love can heal, and ultimately forgive the unforgivable. Fundamentally, if you are true to the characters, they will lead the way, and you, as a writer, just follow. The writer needs to listen to the characters and not expose plot to them. It's so gross. They followed through with their plan to have them intimate. Part of their agreement, ABC aired a PSA after the scene. Viewers and critics were outraged to allow the scene, called the scene the second grape. Not long after the scene, Marty discovers Todd's Majority of the fans, as young teenagers, they called the storyline reprehensible. Said he had to agree with fans complaining about the storyline. This tale, though well told, has been sickening given the history of these characters. The writers had already established the inner conflict. Rather than take her to bed, he should have broken down, confessed everything to her, and taken her rage. Oh, God. So one of the actresses that played Star Manning said, I thought they were all sweet couples, and I think they all went well together, even though Todd and Marty's was more twisted. That's a kind way to put it. But it was interesting, and it was a breath of fresh air. Breath of fresh air. Honestly, that is just defending the actors, I guess. That is crazy statement. It was a breath of fresh air for all the characters. That's wild. Good grief. Oh. That is just awful. Anyway, yeah, that's brutal. That is brutal. That's a heavy subject. Just wanted to bring this up really quickly because we did talk about it quite a bit. If you're looking for help or you go through a situation where you need to discuss it with somebody, if you're in the US, text HOME to 741-741. UK, text SHOUT to 852-258. Or 85258, excuse me. Canada, text CONNECT 686-868. Ireland, HOME to 50808. And you can talk to somebody. Free, confidential mental health support at your fingertips. It is a text messaging service. And they do have multilingual support as well if you need it. Yikes, folks. That's a heavy one. Good grief. I wasn't about to read the scene or whatever, but yeah, that's pretty brutal. I'll never... I get what they're trying to do, or at least the initial concept was to bring light to the recent events or like tie into it somehow. But still, it's an entertainment show. It's probably going a little too far if you're just trying to come up with storyline for these characters that have been on for years. There's many other stories to be had. Oh gosh. You know, if they wrote it differently and it was like instant justice and it was gross and they didn't popularize it, maybe it would have been different. But it seemed like they got giddy over the fact that this character was popular and hot. Ooh, he's damaged. He's brutal. but he's good looking. So people were into it. Like, it just, the fact that they played on that is just overall gross. It's so gross. That shows that they were after profits and money and everything else be damned. It's just terrible that kind of happens. But luckily, this show is over. It's gone. And love to see that. If you love the show, overall show, I'm sure it was fine. But this particular storyline was so gross. So gross. And it just kind of gives you an insight into who was running it at the time, which is not great. Not great. Anyway, I hope you had a wonderful time. That last one was a little rough, but I hope you enjoyed it overall. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow the Twitch channel, if you will. If you'd like to request your own videos, maybe more cheery videos like the rest of the stream, certainly can do so via toddreacts.com. Season and series tiers. Check out the merch while you're there. 15% off for members of the website. And ships worldwide. Usually pretty quick. I think Jace got the tumbler pretty fast, if I don't remember correctly. Or if I remember correctly. There we go. Join the Discord. Lots of great people you saw in the chat are on there. Very interesting, engaging conversations. Very friendly. And I think you'll enjoy it. Very fast. Happy to hear it. And yeah, I think that's about it. Barely 2 weeks. That's pretty amazing for shipping worldwide, because I think it came from Tennessee or something like that. So it got all the way over there in just under 2 weeks. Pretty cool. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. I will see you all on Thursday for the Valentine's special, I guess we'll call it. Episode, stream, whatever you want to call it. We won't be doing Friday because obviously Valentine's is on Friday and won't be around. So we'll be doing it on Thursday. I will see you all then. I will try to get this uploaded tonight. I think we did well with the time, so maybe we'll be able to do it. All right, take care, everybody. Have a great week. Enjoy your classes, your work, whatever you do. And I will see you soon. Thanks for sticking around, Jace. I appreciate it. Get some rest. Shout out to the other mods as well, Luke and Rocco Kitty, for all their hard work. I appreciate it. Bye, everybody.